Yes, people, big up to all of you. I appreciate you once again for finding the time to be part of this edition of the Blue Morning Show. Today we'll be reviewing Chelsea's 2-0 win against Fulham at Craven Cottage. It was a good win. It wasn't the best of performances, but yes, it was a good performance overall. And we got 3 points, 2 wins in a row. We'll talk about it today, but more importantly, I do hope you're all doing well. Appreciate once more. Thank you for finding the time to join the show. We're not going to cover any news items today. Nothing important has emerged. If any does, be rest assured we'll talk about it here. So sit back, relax, and let's get into the show. Yes, people, once again, big up to all of you. Let me say hello to those in the chat because that's how we roll here. And then we get into reviewing the match immediately. And we have Oscar, the best Oscar. Hello to you, Jerize. Hello to you and my bro, Michi boy. Chelsea Michi boy, I appreciate you joining this morning. I hope you're doing well, brother. And when you get a chance, do share the link to your channel so people can go check it out. While you wait for him, you can just click the three dots to his name and click on go to channel. Yep. Go check it out. Believe me, you will not regret it. You will thank me later. Hi to you too. Hello, JC. Nice to see you. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. Yeah, we all hope for consistency. I hope that happens. Constantine Dante. Much love to you too, brother. I appreciate you joining. Thank you so much. Anything else? It says I changed up my nickname to that, but hasn't changed it over for some reason yet. You change your name to something else and Golo Dante, maybe it takes a while. And I think these days there's a limit to how many times you can change your name. You can say your username within a period of time. I think that's a new rule. I can't quite remember how that works. I keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. I'm just going to scroll to the very bottom because this is more of a conversation by people. And our bro Bobby is in the house. Speak up, Bobby. Nice to see you. We hope you're recovering well. It's been a while. But big up to you too. And yeah, glad we won, and I hope that will bring us say happiness to you. But nice to see you, brother. It's been a while. We hope again once more. I hope you're recovering well. We have a lot of people, Mr. in the house. This is good morning, coach, and everyone in the community. Congratulations on the 3 points yesterday. Hopefully, we get more wins. I think, yeah, we knew a lot of us believed the time we beat Brighton, and that's a start of the good of you can say good stuff to come, and also lots of a lot of people did see the progress we're making. You say I've been talking about the progress we're making. Others don't see it. Others thought we were regressing, and we did see the progress. Yeah, we have the performance. You can say if you paid attention to the numbers, you and you're being truthful to yourself, you'd realize, yeah, had we been clinical in front of goal, that the story could have been different along from you can say from 2 weeks ago actually. But that's by the way. We'll move on. We got a win, and hopefully that continues. We won our consistency, and once more, N'Golo Dante. Let me just rephrase it. 100% says Bobby, I appreciate you joining and happy. Again, hopefully that brought you some happiness. And again, I believe it did, given how much you love Chelsea Football Club. And we have, yep, nice to see you again. Drew Parker, the Casado Gallagher Enzo trio is getting better. Yeah, it will take time. We knew that. If you understand football, you'd know that, yeah, you say developing a good relationship or chemistry, if that's the language you prefer, between the players will take time. We have practically an entirely new squad, and I've preached that 1,000 times. But that's by the way, we'll move on. I think we should start talking about, yeah, let's start by comparing the lineup we selected. I think the two differences. The structure for me, the application showed it was 4-3-3, more so than anything else. But we chose a 4-2-3-1, and I think another difference here is that Gallagher, what's his name? No, Gallagher. We picked Gallagher to start. Broja started over um, Sterling, and I've always thought that was going to be the case, but a lot of people were too sure. Where you can say we're too sure that he was going to be Sterling, and Sterling did start. So kudos to the manager, and I'm quite sure had it been a Sterling that was on the pitch, that goal that Broja scored, you if you like, you can. You, I know a lot of people will argue that he was just lucky. Yeah, but he was lucky. He made the run of a striker and stuck his foot in there. You can say he actually deliberately directed the ball into the net. It wasn't by accident, but it depends on who you ask. But that's, by the way, more importantly, we got a win. Let's see here. We have Chelsea is back. Trust me, bro. Zambia, Chelsea, number one, a supporter says so. Bonley is the next. Bonley is the next culprit, and that Humphrey Kaliki. Humphrey, nice to see you. I appreciate you joining. And Kisho Nutton. Good morning to you too. I appreciate you joining, bro. And quickly, I want to take this opportunity to appeal to those of you who are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat. Just know that we appreciate you because you watching alone does go a long way. But we want you to do us a tiny bit of favor, one more favor. Just take a second to drop a like on the stream because the likes do go a long way. The likes trigger the YouTube algorithm and get it to push the stream to more people who'd be interested in this particular um, stream or the topic we have lined up, but a single topic today, just a match review. So if you're watching, let's hear you. What are your observations? Or what are the positives and negatives for you? You put it in the chat. It'd be interesting to see what you have to say. And Jersey, if you're there, welcome back. Okay, he's gone out. Maybe he will come back again. But that's by the way. Let's see anything else. Uh, let's see. Constantine Dante, we played okay, but nothing special. The subs we had the subs we had the subs we had to make made us more to sit back in just play it out. I think his thing. List of my concerns is that how cautious the manager have been. I think with time, the more he trusts the team, the more we start playing as a unit, we see him be less cautious more and more. And his thing, there's nothing wrong in being a bit pragmatic. Yeah, we've struggled of late. So him trying, you can say, to close shop at the time he did, nothing bad, nothing wrong in that, in my opinion. We still had attacking players on the pitch. Plus, he didn't want to risk too much because we have too many players already injured already. And if the likes of Mudryk and what's his name and the other seat took off, if they get injured, then we're in serious trouble. To me, that's not a big problem for me. But I get where you're coming from. I think we played well. I wouldn't say it wasn't the best of performances, but yeah, we won. Um, they had more of the ball than we did, but that's nothing. The most important thing is that we were strategic and we played like we won the win, and yeah, and we got the win. So kudos to us. Let's be honest, Broja got lucky, yeah, but first of all, you have to consider the fact that he made the run. He was at the right place at the right time, and he stuck his foot. And I've rewatched that match about 3 times. And if you pay attention, the truth remains he directed the ball into the net as quickly as he could at the time. But yeah, you have every right to say he was lucky, but it's not down to it wasn't just down him scoring that goal wasn't just down to him being lucky. It was more importantly him being at the right place at the right time and going for the ball. He didn't give up because he saw the defender, you could say, had the upper hand in terms of dealing with the situation, but he still stuck his foot there. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 800 likes on the stream. Let's get it up to 100 today. I think we can. If you're happy that Chelsea won a game, we've won 2 games in a row. Please keep dropping the likes on the stream, and please do share the link on whatever social media platforms where you have presence, so that other people can come and join us. If Sanchez keep giving us clean sheets, he might be our permanent number one. Love what I'm seeing from him so far, but you don't want him. You can say you don't want that to happen, and then he starts resting on his laurels. You want a situation where we give Petrovic a chance because I think it's a good goalkeeper. And then Sanchez will now see, yeah, if he messes up, we have someone else available who you could say who could come in and do an even better job than him. So you don't want that to happen. It's a risk. And I think Petrovic is good enough. Though I think he's good on the ball as good as Sanchez is. I'd say no, but I think maybe he is. I don't know. That's because probably I'm saying that because I don't know him that well. And to be honest, I'm only describing what he's capable of doing from what I've seen from his comps or maybe highlights, if that's a language you prefer. But we need to show we need to show Sanchez that yeah he need to be that he has to be on his heels. Otherwise, someone else would take his place. That's how you get him to perform, to keep performing at the highest level. And right now, we're seeing a shaky moments here and there, which you could argue you could be forgiven for that because yeah, before he joined us, he didn't play consistently for a while, and had not been for Kepa joining Real Madrid on loan. I don't think he say he'd by now be our number one goalkeeper, but he is right now. But I get your point. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. First step, no Starling. Yeah, that's important, and that shows you the manager probably is paying attention to a lot of stuff that we've been paying attention to. Starling, he's not been consistent. I get it. He started the season well, but he's been lukewarm. Today he shows up. Next, you can find him on the pitch actually, and yesterday, and sometimes I don't know what triggers that in his mind to try and dribble when he's not actually. I don't know, but he used to be a good dribbler. At least I can remember his days at Liverpool quite well. He was a good dribbler at the time. It just seems as if he's lost it. It doesn't. If he tries to dribble 10 times, chances are he fails 7 times. Uh, that's shocking, really. As experienced as it is, I'm not sure what has happened to Sterling that we knew at Liverpool. At City, you can argue chances are the way they play and the fact that they play as a unit and the fact that no individual keeps the ball so much. Those factors helped conduce his you can say his deficiencies that we thought he was that player. And unfortunately, it's looking like he wasn't the player. He doesn't look like the player I'm quite sure we paid the money for. People need to respect Gallagher. I think, yeah, I agree with you. As much as I don't think he's the best player at Chelsea, but you need to, you can say, give him credit whenever he does well. And I still think, but he didn't play centrally yesterday, but it was a fluid approach. Except you can say the person that plays centrally was Casado. And yeah, the application, in my opinion, at this point, from what you can say, my observations from the game after rewatching it is that more of a 4-3-3 structure than it is a 4-2-3-1, and a very fluid approach. Sanchez just lucky. Opposition isn't better quality with these passes. You can say the mistakes he's made, but again, he showed that he can be good. He can be world class. I think the manager needs to caution him. He's made it too much. You can say way too casual on on some occasions. I think he need to, reduce the risks he takes in terms of passing the ball out from the back. And Gallagher has been getting hate, abuser from your fans when he has been your best midfielder since start of the season. And he's improved, but I'm not going to go to the extent of saying he's our best midfielder. But yeah, I'm happy he started, and I'm happy the structure. You can say we saw the best of him yesterday, given the structure. More importantly, let's see, Rashi, who was, and let's say again, let's see what else we have. You keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. We are 23 likes already. I think we can get it to 100 by the time the show ends. But we need to be dropping the likes like this. Please, if you're happy we won a game, I'll keep dropping the likes on the stream. I'm going to go to my bro today. Oh, from the medieval land. I appreciate you joining my bro. Much love to you. And kudos to you for all the YouTube shots and the good videos you're releasing. You can share them in the chat so people can go check them out. But I want to ask you, your observations from the game. A deserved win, or do you think we were lucky? Let's hear you.
His magic, you know, Mauricio Pochettino, It's magic.
You've taken your time to practice the song, but go ahead.
Yeah, overall we played very well. I thought the first half were impressive. The second half was all about just managing the game until
Mhm.
the 90 minutes. So overall, I'm glad that we won that game. Hopefully, we can win again on Saturday against Burnley to build the momentum before that crucial run of games. So overall, I'm happy, coach.
Yeah, I'm happy to. Here's the thing, but I wouldn't say we managed. I wouldn't say we managed the game well. I think the young players, this very young squad, I think they're not that good at it. Even as the game, as the time was winding down, we're still in a hurry to play and give away the ball on two occasions. Trying to be too stylish is again, that doesn't take away from the fact that we played well. But I think with time, as they mature, they will get to, or maybe the manager will instill that you can say instill that in them to learn to manage games when they should. I don't think they have it in them. They tried, but they didn't do it well enough. Tried to do too much, like as I've said already. We move on. Let me see what else we have here. Just quickly, there's a clear difference when Palmer plays compared to Starling. Starling needs to stop taking on players as yeah, and keep as simplify it as possible, as he did at Man City, and that will help conduce. You can say masks maybe his deficiencies. Honestly, Gallagher was actually all right. It's only a Fulham, but he was impressive. Just give him credit, and you don't have to downplay how well he played on the day. That's not. It doesn't mean you're saying he's the best player in the world, but just give him credit. The guy did well, and the manager, for a reason, trust him. And I said that yesterday. As much as I don't think he's the best player at Chelsea, as much as I don't think he should be playing centrally, you could see the reason why he did as well as he did yesterday was that we played with a three-man midfield, and he didn't play centrally, and he was good, in my opinion. Let's see. Morning to you too, Presley Chidi and Chimera. Nice to see you. And Adriel Parker. Sorry, I didn't say hello to you too. Morning, coach. I think all three midfielders were excellent yesterday. I think that's a solid argument, really. Also, notice how Gallagher and Enzo were rotating. Yep, it was a fluid approach, and that made, you could say that was one of the reasons why Enzo was, you could say, as effective as he can, like, again, as we know he can be when he operates from a deeper position, because on occasions we saw him in a deeper position, and he was sometimes we saw him inside the box and all that. I think the fluid approach worked. Maybe we should be playing with this structure going forward. But let's see. Is that Magic Mike? Who is that? Let me see. There was no number 10 role. No, yeah, it wasn't gifts. It wasn't. They were everywhere. I think I agree with you. It was a fluid approach, a 4-3-3 structure. I've watched the game around three times now, and yeah, the application showed it was, yeah, 4-3-3, and it worked very well. Really. Let's have it right. The Gallagher haters are a long way from Starbucks. Maybe that's a good argument, and I hope our school is going well. God of Frogs, I appreciate you joining. Let's see what Adriel has to say here. I am not singing Pochettino yet. You don't have to. If we beat Arsenal and Spurs, then I will be singing my heart out. Here's the thing. Those are the games I think will actually do better than a lot of people expect us to do. Because I'd say this again, a charity FC is well and truly in existence. If you don't know that, when the bigger the team, the better we play. What do you think about Gallagher? I think he did very, very well. Better than he played. He played better than he's played for Chelsea in a long while. Honestly, maybe his best game for Chelsea so far. Honestly, a lot of people will still think otherwise. Why I like Gallagher is because of his commitment. More importantly, and the manager likes that. The manager values that. To Chelsea is very, very key for me. That will influence of positive football, and plus, there's room for improvement, and he will improve. He can only get better. And if any manager will get him, you can say to become a better, it will be yeah, will help him become better. That manager is Mauricio Pochettino. In all honesty, Coachila, you should see the tactical breakdown on NBC Sports. Poch is a tactically unmatched. I never doubted that. I never doubted that. Do I think he's been perfect since he became our manager? No, there are some decisions he's made that I have questioned personally. But beyond that, I've always said, yeah, he's the right manager for the job. And yeah, I never said we should thought we should fire him, and I didn't even consider, even if we lose the next that game, the game against Fulham, I didn't even consider saying Poch out. I've been paying attention, and I've been saying we've been making progress. Gallagher, generational, yeah, as Nigerians would say. Cobham, general, the leader of the pack. He did well. Big up to you, to Kishan. I appreciate you joining. His commitment is enormous, but I feel like he's unlucky. He's unlucky everywhere. I'm not sure what to make of that, but here's the thing. Let's just say this. I think he can improve, and he's improved immensely. To me, you can say um, the most you can say where the area where he's improved the most is that he's not no longer in a hurry to make decisions these days. That's for lack of a better way to explain what I meant to say, but I hope you understand. Good game yesterday. Fulham was a shockingly ill-equipped to handle the press. Yeah, and tactically we dealt with them effectively, and in previous games they were defensively resolute. But where the manager planned the game very well, and we outplayed them. Gallagher was good. The system fits him better. Yep. Fits him better, but needs to do it consistently. That he cannot do that yet. I think he can do it consistently if the manager sticks with a structure that you can say that's proven that the players will be at their best when we play with that particular structure. But if you play him today as an you can say in a three-man midfield in a fluid approach, and then tomorrow play him in a double pivot as one of the two sexes, then he will not. You can say he will not master a particular position. I think at this point, let's just stick with this structure. I think he worked very well, in my opinion. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream. He didn't do anything special, just what he's already good at. I'll take that. At least he did that and did that quite well. Gallagher deserves a place in the team. He's improving his numbers in duels. Runs are unselfish. Works hard for the team. I think I agree with you. Do I think, if personally, if you ask me, I'd say, yeah, I expect more from somebody who plays in the 10. When we talked about him playing in the 10, but that wasn't the 10 role. He played, you can say, in a structure. He was positioned in an area, you can say, on the flanks, because it was him and Enzo flanking Casado, who played as sitting six, and him playing on the flanks or on the right hand side. To me, allowed him to be himself. That's the sort of position, you can say, not really the sort of position, but as Crystal Palace, let me just use the term, he played on the flanks for them, and he was brilliant throughout the season, very consistent throughout the season. It wasn't like he was in and out of form. So I agree with you, but the manager should stick with the structure at this point. Then we can diversify as the season progresses, or as the players get used to a particular structure. Let's see what else we have here. I am so happy to see Cucurella's form. I was so sad with the United rumors back in the transfer window. We have the best of fullback with James and Chilwell, but they have injury issues. You could argue Chelsea deliberately played him in the cup game just to a way of telling United, we started talking with you, but unfortunately we're changing our minds. I think I'm glad we didn't sell him. I've always known there's a good player in him, and something he has that Ben Chilwell doesn't have. And unfortunately, sorry if you've heard me say this 1,000 times, is that Ben Chilwell, for instance, when our opposition teams come at him, he opts for several options, either going sideways or backwards. But Cucurella, he has that intelligence. You can say, should I call it the knack or the ability to pick up passing lanes, to find passing lanes where you don't know one exists. And he usually keeps it under the carpet too. And overall, he's a fine defender on his day. If we can find a way to conduit or maybe mask, or maybe you could say address his deficiency, which is the spaces he leaves in behind, because he has that tendency to drift inward, to try, you can say, to sweep up the mistakes of his defensive pairings, then would be good. Because I was thinking maybe if he plays on the right hand side that will not happen. It still happens. He has that tendency to simplify it for you. to follow the ball, to follow the direction of the ball, and drift inwards to try to cover up the mistakes of his defensive pairings. And that's the only issue he has. In terms of passing ability, he's good, honestly, and better than Chilwell in that aspect. Let's see what else we have here. I'm happy to see Ugochukwu time on the pitch. The guy is yeah, he's tall. I'm not good at converting see meters into feet, but he's a very tall guy, and also more importantly, an intelligent player overall. Coachila, one net, nice to see you, be Madukba. I told you I have a stronger feeling about the game against Fulham. But you could say, yeah, your feeling was driven by the fact that we beat Brighton, and I think you did agree to that when I agreed that was the case. I don't want to complain. Don't want to complain too much. Need Cowell at centre back. He looks out of breath at left back. We move, but do we have any left back capable of producing the sort of assist he produced for Mudryk? I think we'll see him there for a while. Unfortunately, as much as we know, if even from a central position, he can also produce such excellent passes. But the guy, he said he's happy to play there, that he doesn't care. So if the manager, but although you expect more from somebody who plays in that particular position, I'll take it. On my network, Gallagher was man of the match. When I asked commentators why, they said he ran the most. Yeah, I saw that too. As funny as it is, but those are the one of the as funny as it is, I think you can say his work rate was key to us winning that game, no matter how you say it. I also predicted Kukurea as right back in Palmer to start ahead of Sterling, and Poch did it. Look at the result. I think Sterling will find it hard to get into this team. The way I'm saying it, Palmer, whether he scored or not, I think he was more effective than what's his name? Raheem Sterling could have been had he started the game. Palmer is elite. I've always known that. More importantly, what led me to start liking him is his intelligence as a footballer. He's not the one that when he's focused on driving with the ball to a particular direction or to a particular location, he sticks with it. No, if he as he's moving, he reads the game in real time. And if there's any need to change direction, he does that effectively. It doesn't matter how many players you have on him. So that's excellent to see. Obi Stalin was sick. Was he really? Okay. But even if he was sick, given how well Palmer did, chances are he will find it difficult to get him back into the team. Broja did okay, but I could see the slight frustration in Palmer as he wasn't really making the runs to match his creative pass. Hesitating to simplify it for you, Broja is still rusty. It's not much. He doesn't have 100% match fitness, and that's I noticed that there are some runs where he was a bit reluctant, didn't really go for the ball, and that's as a result of him down to him being out for a while. That's not because he's a bad player. I must say that. I think yeah, he will get better. The more he plays, you can say the more he regains much sharpness. Yeah, I don't blame him. I realized that was the case quickly. Let's see what else we have here. Broja did okay, but I still think Jackson should start the game and gain confidence and experience. I think we can actually play them both together, but that will lead to the managers. It's a change in the structure, or either of the two can actually play in a 10 role where the application differ, where the 10 plays as a second striker. I think we could do that. I hope he would have played Palmer. We are lucky Palmer started. Poch just needed excuse, in my opinion. Maybe, yeah, maybe he needed an excuse to drop Starling. And my brother from the Medina line, Tobejo, has shared the link to his YouTube channel. Please go check it out. Be sure to subscribe. Go check out some delicious YouTube shots he has there. Drop a like on them and help him reach more people. I'd really appreciate that. It's all coming together nicely. Yep. Again, it would take time. We're not there yet, but it's looking good. It's a shame Mudryk came off. I think they were told that it's nothing serious. I think he's improving game by game, regaining his confidence. Hit the like button, people. 34 likes. Let's try and see if we can get it to 100 by the time the show ends. Kukurea has played against gifted dribblers like Mitoma, João Pedro, and Williams, and has only been dribbled past once. It's time we give him some credit. Honestly, I know him that much that I've always wanted the club to keep him out there. And I think we should Chidi, Dalo, and I appreciate you. Kante was all work rate. Let's see. Gallagher did more than just cover the most distances. Sooner people actually watch games. Sooner people actually watch games, the better. Also, correct Michi. I think he was excellent on the day, in my opinion. In terms of again, his none of the players were perfect. It was just overall for me a professional and good performance, and we deserve the win. His magic, I keep saying that. Big up to you too, Chelsea, all the way. I appreciate you joining. Agenda against my captain, Conor Gallagher should stop. English press usually hypes Gallagher. Was all right, but come on, look at individual players of the players. You will see many better performances. Yeah, but let's give him credit, because here's the thing. Because he's the most, you can say, slated player. He's the most, you can say, called out player, the most blamed. So when he does well, you give him credit. It's as simple as that. I'd have Reece James as the main captain and Gallagher as vice captain and not too well, in your opinion. I'm gonna come to you now, Jerry Z. Let's hear your observations from the game. What do you think? A deserved win, or do you think we were lucky? Let's hear you.
Good morning, Coach.
Big up to you too, brother. I hope you're doing
Good
well.
morning,
And thank you
the
for
channel,
joining.
the chat, and all the people in the community. Oh, it was a fantastic game. It was an excellent game, and we were not lucky. If we had been lucky, we would have won 4-0 or 5-0. You see what I'm coming from. So it was an excellent game. We played well, and I'm happy because I was able to analyze the game to a certain degree before the start of the game. The first half, especially, we showed the intensity, because this is how it is with Pochettino side. As it developed, as they integrate with training, you can see the intensity coming. So I was really expecting us to be very intense and very aggressive, and it showed in the first half. It's still not the optimal performance, of course, but again, I have to repeat many times so people can understand, because most of the people say, okay, we are over here, we have this level and we have these issues, but then when we perform well, same in the Brighton game, people are then again looking at the negative. So I think people have gone through, or the fans have gone through, such a phase of suffering that even in a victory, we are very reluctant, and it's difficult for us to really believe, that we really played well. So it was an exceptional performance. The first half was exceptional, I would say, especially from the 11th up till the 40th minute approximately. In the second half, I was kind of surprised because we didn't maintain that aggression, or we were not really going for it. But in the middle of the second half, I thought it's a good tactic from Pochettino, because I'm so used to watch Tottenham side, because he was there for 5 years. I never saw him employing a defensive strategy so early in when he's in the lead. Maybe he'll do that after 70th minute or so. But then I'm thinking again, right? Because he said he's a clever coach. He's a better coach now. So because we are not winning games, and then Mudryk got injured just right at the halftime. So I think it's a great strategy that he employed. Although we did have moments where we were kind of lucky, especially with the distribution and the error from Sanchez, and another run that Willian made, and when he passed, our line were not there to pick the pass, and Sanchez made a terrific save. Apart from that, I think we were really good with the defense. We were organized, we were calm. At the end of the day, okay, you can see we were kind of lucky. Fulham could have scored 1 or even 2 goals, but my argument would be the same. In the first 6 games that we only won one of them, what people are saying, it's about the result. It's not about the performance, even though the performance was pretty good in those 6 games, right? But when we are getting results, people are making, I'm not criticizing anyone. I'm trying people to be rational, to have one narrative. When we are winning, we are saying Brighton could have scored 1 or 2. We were lucky. Fulham could have scored 1 or 2. Of course, we could have scored 20 goals in the first 6 games, right? Or 10 goals. I'm just saying that, right? So it's a massive honor, and we should appreciate the defense, Robert Sanchez and everyone, that we had 3 clean sheets now, and 2 in a row. So I think it's really going in a good direction. And again, when the people and the players that will be coming back from injury, it will only make things better. And yes, I'm very confident. I was always very confident in Pochettino, and I'll say, and I firmly believe that he's the right man for the job, and he will definitely make it work.
Yeah, thank you so much. I'll come back to you in a bit. This is a possibility for Pedro, but I'm not too sure. I can't quite say what the manager would do. But if a Colwell plays consistently in the left back position, which means if Badashile is ready and when Thiago Silva rests, he may well start centrally, but there's no telling until uh, let's say it happens. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. Let's see. Anything else we have here? Anything else to address here? Imagine Nkunku as number 9 and Palmer as 10. I cannot wait. But let's see what the manager would do with them. Starlin was toothless again. I don't know why the manager brought him on. Yeah, good one there. Let's see anything else to address. Starlin will come good. I hope so. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. It's been. I hope it happens. When Mudryk scored, I was like, it's the world ended. I knew he was going to score. It was only a matter of time. Let's see what he says. Relax, Mitchie. It's one game. Let Mitchie enjoy himself, please. Hit the like button, people. 37 likes. Remember, let's try and get it to 100 likes today, please, as soon as possible. Big up to you too, Dominic. Big up, coach. Immediately, Mudryk was off. We were no longer threatening. That shows you a lot, not that much. We still did threaten, but yeah, he was brilliant throughout his stay on the pitch. Casado was man of the match for me. He was brilliant did all the dirty work and settled the opposition midfielders. Yes, Gallagher played well, but did he play better than what we have seen from Leslie in the past? Here's the thing: we're not comparing players, and I'm going to say this again. I think it's important to give him credit because I'm going to say this again. I'm not going to use the word hate. He's the most slated, the most you can say blamed, the most called out, the most talked about in terms of his ability. So whenever, yeah, if you think he's because people probably was thinking he's going to be awful, and he ended the game one of our best players on the day. So give him credit. Coachila is an excellent player. I think we all know that. I think the level was same. And this is once in a while. If the manager plays with the same structure consistently, and Gallagher doesn't have to play centrally as one of the 2-6s and a 2-6 in a double pivot, I think he's performed consistently because that happened at Crystal Palace, in my opinion. What I meant is Gallagher could become Kante, a ball winner, etc. Yeah, he has the ability. JC was crying yesterday saying that we will lose because of Gallagher. Little did he know Gallagher was the reason we controlled the play and ended up winning. I wouldn't say controlled the play, but you can say he was one of the reasons why we won the game because he did well. Gallagher also robbed off 2 assists. Let's see, Michi. Okay, just having a conversation there. In the second half, Juice 777 says there was a weak attack, perhaps. It was influenced by the fact that Mudryk left. Yep, I think a lot of people agree with you. You can say the tenacity of our attack dropped. Let's see what else we have here. Kante relying purely on work rate is good, but Gallagher isn't allowed to do that. He needs to also his thing. As much as I think Gallagher did well, I don't agree that Kante relied heavily on work rate. There's more to his game, but unfortunately, what people pay attention the most about N'Golo Kante is again his work rate, his ability to break up opposition play, and all that. Kante is an excellent passer of the ball. Kante is actually traditionally an 8, not a 6. Kante is a fine finisher on the day, but yeah, because of his, you can say, his ability, tackling ability, and ability to read the game and break up opposition play. Managers prefer to use them deeper, except for what's his name, Sari, who used him again as an 8. I don't agree that no. As much as I think Gallagher did well yesterday, but that's just my opinion. Smash the like button, people, and also do subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We have just 38 likes. We should be doing better than that. Let's get the likes up. I thought as soon as Broja was substituted, we lost our dominance because Starlin was a passenger there as a false 9. You could argue, yeah, that's an issue too. Yes, brother. Good morning to you too. I feel much better today. We all do, brother. Another win with 2 goals. Wow. Trust the process. And more importantly, I appreciate you finding the time to join. People, go check out my brother's YouTube channel. I click the 3 dots to his name and click go to channel. Be sure to subscribe. Please, you will not regret to do that. He streams every day and with excellent panelists on there. And sometimes I'm there too whenever time allows. Jerry is writing a poetry again, exceptional. Not good. Yes. Okay. Let's see. We just need a Trevor Barris back in the team. Okay. Let's see. I checked the highlights. I checked the highlights. Chelsea versus Tottenham, and Lauren James is too good. Reece James was there. Yep. He watched the game. He was there to watch the game. Sterling was sick. Why even bring him on? Give Washington a go. He at least is a bigger physical and probably better on the ball from what I've seen so far. But let's see. Ask Pochettino, but I think the manager still wants to respect the experience he has in the team, and maybe I'm not too sure. That is Mitchell boy is still talking to Nightbot right there. Starbucks. Okay, let's go. Anything else to address here? Nobody takes your views on like I see this. You're too biased. Let's see. Have you debated about Ivan Toney and Victor Osimhen? Do you think Chelsea? I think we have that lined up. That's the next show. That's the show I think for tomorrow. Yeah, that's the show for tomorrow. We do that. I agree with you. See, let's see. We won and still negative. That I don't understand. Against big clubs, play Colwell, Badishile, and the C wing backs, James Augusto, Cucurella with Casado and Enzo as double pivot. For me, I'd say let's stick with 4-3-3 structure for a while. That will go along where I agree with the panelists. We will get better, and all that matters now is a win. Either they pack the bus or train. We can improve from there. And one thing I liked yesterday, honestly, we were very direct. It wasn't as usual where we tried to keep the ball unnecessarily. We were very direct, and that led to us having, you can say, Fulham having more possession than we did. But more importantly, yeah, we won and better XG. Let's see what else we have here. The truth about Gallagher is that Lavia and Casado can do better than what he's doing, but he has a place in the team. More importantly, we have numbers. More importantly, if he isn't playing, Lavia can play. If Lavia isn't playing, he can play. If the manager trusts him that much, I'm not going to complain. Leslie should have been sent off, and he did not control the midfield. Okay, you're having a conversation with somebody there. Let's see what else we have. I'm going to come to you, Bobby, and I'll scroll. Just I can't get everything in the chat, unfortunately, but let me see just a few things here. I actually praise Gallagher. Okay, you're having a conversation with somebody. Let's see. We are happy for the win, but not like it was all. I mean, you go ahead, have the conversation there with.
Come on, guys, show some love. Show some love.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But we were more direct than usual, and that led to them having more of the ball than we did. But other aspects, you can say the aspects that matter, we came out on top. Let's see. Well said about N'Golo Dante, Kante coach. Yeah. Let's see. It might surprise you, but work rate is a key component to dominating the midfield. I think I agree with you. Absolutely, I do agree with you. Keep liking the stream, people. 40 likes. Let's get it to 100 likes as soon as possible. That will go a long way. I never said Gallagher. Okay. You haven't. All eyes on you. Yep. I believe the difference between this team and last season is keeper. No commitment. First of all, these players want to be here. Last season, the players, it's either they don't trust the manager, or according to, you can say, from the body language, they didn't want to be here. We have players that wants to be here. Not unlike last season, honestly. Just going in. Okay, I'm gonna stay away from your fight. Gallagher may never get enough props because he's not fancy, but just does the job, and that's what we need at the moment. Yeah, I think I agree with you. That's why I like the Blue Morning Show. You're all entitled to your opinion, and don't disregard anybody's opinion. Listen to them and then tell them why you think otherwise. That's how we operate there. It's also an agenda to wait for Gallagher to have a good game, and he is now the reason why we're winning. Wow. I'm just gonna go to Bobby. Bobby, let's hear your observations from the game. Hopefully you watched it, and more importantly, I do hope you're recovering well. Your observations from the game. Do you think it was a deserved win, or do you think we were lucky? Well, let's hear the negatives Positives and negatives, if any, from you. But let's hear you.
Yeah, big up, guys. Big up, coach.
Big up to you, more importantly.
Yeah, I mean, it's very sad before I even say anything about yesterday, but it's very sad that our fan base is inundated with trolls, and those that aren't trolls are influenced by trolls. You know, there is this agenda. There's nothing Gallagher can do right. And when he does something right, it's like, oh, coincidental and always minimized. You know, this guy, as I've always said from the beginning, he's a very, very important player to this club. You don't have to be the best player. He's rightfully the captain, especially now. I would have had him as vice captain ahead of Ben Chilwell, who doesn't even play. And if he insisted upon it, it's very selfish of him because he's constantly out injured. So why does he want to occupy that space? Give it to a player that is fit enough to play it and also has equal, if not more, commitment to the cause. He never flinches from saying he wants to be at Chelsea. And I really want the ownership to turn around, forget the pure profit aspect on his head, and give him a new contract. It's as simple as that. If you can give injury-prone players a new super contract, extra money, you can give him a decent contract, and he's not particularly asking for extra money. And let me tell you something, do it now, because Gallagher's stock can only go up. And if it goes up to the point where you start seeing these teams, because of your short-sightedness, coming and offering him 300,000 a week and so on and so forth, then you may have a problem, because he'll think about it and think, well, I may as well go because these guys are going to line my pockets. So do it now. Apart from that, look, yesterday it was a very, very good win. You know, I'm thankful that we got it, but I'm not get carried away. You know, I know that this is a team in development, still very new, still rehearsing things, still getting things together. Yes, they worked yesterday, but there's still some way to go. There's still more exercising, still more players to get used to various things. You rightfully mentioned this issue of game management. Well, game management will come to a team like this when they are very comfortable and knowledgeable of each other's movement, each other's abilities, and very rehearsed routines from the training ground. So the application in on match day is often more pressured and often more to the point. You know, more to is more difficult to apply because of the pressure on you. So it's going to take time. You know, it seems like something that everybody keeps saying, but it's going to take time. But what's important in that time that it will take is that we're doing things like this and winning. You know, I can't think more than a game at a time with this team at this moment. And we have to just think of Burnley. And it's very important we go there and we win as well. Another point I have to raise, you know, yeah, win at Burnley for sure, because, you know, that whole thing would help this team and their morale, especially when coming back from international break, when we'll have no time to prepare before the next game. Another thing I wanted to raise is, you know, people keep moaning and whinging about Colwell at left back. Levi Colwell is a left back. He was always a left back. That was his position. He was converted into centre back because of his height. And his height was what they felt, okay, if he can play at the left back, he can also play at centre back, and he would be, and you know, and he was good at both because he was a better centre back because he was a left back. He played centre back on his loan. I mean, he started off playing left back on his loan spell to Huddersfield, And it was I've forgotten the manager there at that time, that started playing him again in the centre back position. So he's not bothered about it. Yes, he looked a little bit out of breath. There's a lot of movement in the left back position in this current point in time. But Levi Colwell will not be fussed about playing left back or left centre back. I don't think it matters to him. And I think it's very important to the team at this point. With Cucurella playing better at right back and without Ben Chilwell, it seems a no-brainer to shift him to the left, at least for some, if not all games. The other point is that, look, oh gosh, what was I going to say? My train of thought has gone. I better just shut up, really, for now. All right.
All right. I'll still bring you up. I'll catch up. I'll give those in the chat the microphone. But I'll try the best I can to avoid any Gallagher argument. And I think it's getting ugly gradually, and people are pretending like they're not. You can say irritated by the back and forth. But next year, yeah, Copa and Mykhailo Gallagher. Those are good shouts there. Let's see what the people has to say. Oh, one more player, and Moises Caicedo. Let's see, get to the people's opinion. Let's see what else we have here. Anything else? JC, show some love. Let's see. Yes, please. Don't call us. Yeah, maybe pardon the language, but let's move on from that argument there. Anything else to address here? And big up. I'm guessing it's just at the time podcast. I think I saw that logo when I visited the channel. You changed your logo. But big up to you, bro. Always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Whenever you can, share the link to your channel. So that people can go check it out. Let's see. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes will go along with 43 likes. Let's get it to 100 as soon as possible. Let's see more conversational here. And Michi Boy saying, I am highlighting your content. Okay, you're having a conversation there. Still, I'm gonna move on from that. Colwell makes one good cross in, and he's all of a sudden supposed to be a left back. Talks about again. His thing, what I'm going to say is this. I don't know why the manager continues playing him there consistently. I think he just wants to have him on the pitch, or maybe he trusts them more than the left backs we have at the club. He's, again, I think I want more from my left back than I've seen Colwell offer, and I think centrally he'd do better. For instance, sorry?
Just to address this issue, there was a report in Telegraph. How authentic it was, it's another debate, but it's a very top tabloid. So, in the interviews in the press, they have this, after the press conferences, they do have the in-house interviews with no cameras. So in that, the Pochettino was asked about why he's playing Colwell at this position. And Pochettino said, it's Pochettino quotes, by the way. You can check it out. In this analysis. So Pochettino's explanation in short was that he's trying to give cover for Thiago Silva because of the pace. That's why he wants to keep Colwell at that place, because he thinks it's the best position, so he can cover up in transition. So this is the explanation Poch gave, and he also agrees that it's not his preferred position, but we are working and we are seeing what is the best fit right now for the team.
Yeah, I think that changes over time because centrally against was against Brighton, he was brilliant. I think I still see him coming play play as a centre back because Thiago Silva is not going to be there forever. But it's again, if you pay attention to the application, you will see it's something different actually. This guy is completely right. Okay, let's see what else is going on here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. I think it will take time. It's a full reset. Yep, it's a full reset indeed. And before it will take time before they start playing as a unit. Cucurella and Gusto is our new right back. Play James right wing back. James will always have a place in the team. But I have to be honest, I'm starting to get concerned. And yeah, you can argue that he's injury prone. And now I agree with you. Palmer was still my man of the match, but I can see Colwell I can see Cowell of Gallagher, I guess. Let's see the people's choice there. We'll find out. Levi offered us something yesterday. He owned that position. He played well. But I'm saying, in my opinion, I'm saying I want more from my left back than I've seen him offer. He's an excellent player. If you like playing him right back, he still do well. Um, that is just my opinion. But let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go a long way. And I'm going to say this again. If you've been caught saying that Gallagher is crap, if he does well, give him credit. That's all I'm asking. And you know me too well, and I'm sure you've heard me 1,000 times say he's not one of my favorite players at Chelsea, and I don't think he's but at the same time, I don't think he's a bad player. I think there's a good player in him, and he can only get better. And if any manager can help make him a better player, it is Mauricio Pochettino. And I still say if he's again, I'm better off playing in such structure like the 4-3-3 structure or 4-2-3 when he plays in the right wing position. Believe me, you get the best out of him. I just don't want him playing as one of the two sixes. I think you need more from a player who plays whenever that's the structure requires to play with two sixes. Colwell is playing left back because Poch wants to shoehorn a Silva. That may well be the case. Oh my goodness, I'm not sure what to make, but just calling out a constant agenda. Okay, you guys just log it out there. I'll come back. Usman Isaac, hi coach. Hope you're doing well. I cannot complain, brother. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Thank you so much. It's been a while. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. We have how many likes now? 47 likes. Remember, we're trying to get it to 100
I
today.
cannot wait to resist. I have to just say one thing very quickly. I think we are the only club in the world who will grill the player who was the man of the match for us, right? He's been grilled, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's okay to disagree. Just present your argument in a respectable manner. That's what we do here on the Blue Money Show. If you want more from a left back, does Chilwell suit that? No, I'd rather Kukurea play there. And I'm not going to start talking about how I know they differ. Um, I'm not gonna talk about that again because progressing the ball when the opposition, when you have even a single player on bench where he hardly progresses the ball, he will most likely go sideways or backwards. But especially if you have 2-3 players in him, he just boots it against the opposition player and he goes out for a throw in, or maybe they get the ball from him. Honestly, as much as I think there's a good player in him, but yeah, I've taken my time to study him quite well and know that I'd rather play Kukurea in the left back than Ben Chilwell, and then find a way to conduit a mask, or maybe you can say address Kukurea's apparent what's it called deficiency, which is leaving tons of spaces in behind. In my opinion, yep, and pay attention. As erratic as he may come across to you when he plays, he does know how to unsettle opposition players. Coach, yesterday was the first day I saw Mudryk laughing on a Chelsea shirt. I think, okay, yeah, it's a good thing. I mean, you could say that. Colwell is not a left back, but Bobby can have his opinion. Colwell started as I think he started as a left back, and then the manager started playing in the left wing back position. I can't quite remember the story, but whatever I don't know. Even Kukurea deserves his flowers. He stepped up massively, and nobody knew he could. I knew he could. You didn't know he could. I've always known he's a good player, and I've always wanted the club to keep him. But unfortunately, more people, there are more Chelsea fans who want him gone than you say than those that want him to stay. And that was after just a season, where he didn't play consistently as usual. As just you can say, as most of our Spanish players, he had off-field issues that could have at the time affected his performance on the pitch for us. Yes, Kuku did his thing 2 games in a row, and maybe that's where the manager is going to continue playing him consistently. No more Poch out. This fan base is something else. I don't. If anybody wants to be, you can say, waste your time yelling Poch out. They have every right to do so. It doesn't change anything the club wants to do. Kukurea is trying to convince me playing at right back. Yeah, let's see. A good day to you to Jump Out Entertainment. My wonderful Chelsea fans, he says, Chelsea family, good week to be a Chelsea fan. And finally, things are turning around. Just a few tweaks. Okay. I like the spelling there. Let's see. Does disagreeing with Bobby opinion? Let's not go back there. Here's the thing. Like I said, excuse the language. Let's move on from there, please. Of course, you knew a Coachila. How can I forget you were there? I and Chelsea all the way. You were there before even he knew he played in that position. Yeah, if you like to put it that way, I'll take credit. But that's by the way. Let's start looking at the numbers here. Something I want us to. I hope I'm going to be able to interpret this number here. Okay. Gallagher on the day. Let's just look at. We'll come back to it. Yeah. You say if you want to say that, I will agree with you. So let's look at the numbers here. Can we talk about this? The Vinicius guy, his foul on Thiago Silva. I see a lot of people arguing that should have been a red card. What do you make of that, Tobejo? Do you think Vinicius should have been red carded?
Yes, 100%.
You thought you think that wasn't accidental?
Yes, I think he done that on purpose. If you can watch what happened there.
Okay, let's say you, Jersey. That incident, do you think Vinicius should have been red carded?
Absolutely. Red card on the spot. I was sitting and having my second cup of coffee during the game, and I was really, I cannot even use the word. I have to be calm. So it was, of course, a red card. In the book, we have to go with the textbook, with the rules. Every time there is a weird decision, there is a decision that is controversial. The referees always go and talk about the rule book, the book, the law, the code, this clause. It is a clear red card, absolutely clear red card, because he absolutely hit him, right? And we cannot go with he didn't have this intention. How can you judge that, right? It was a clear move and act in a clear flow when he hit him on the back, and it was like a karate chop or something like that. So it was
a elbow, and I agree with you. I think it looks.
What explanation is there? What logical, rational, or any explanation, if someone can provide me, I would appreciate that. It is not a red card for it not being a red card. There is none, right? There is none whatsoever. So the refereeing been horrible throughout this Premier League so far. I'm not a person who will say that they are doing to support this club or doing that, but I won't go to that extent. But it is horrible. But of course, Manchester United historically and also right now has been favored a lot by the referees. But I don't know. I'm not going to challenge the referees' bias towards the club, but the refereeing has been horrible, right? And I was surprised.
He followed it up with a shove.
While VAR could have interfered, at least could have asked the referee, right? At least could have asked the referee to go and check it for himself on the screen, right? So this is really bad, and I think the FA should come in and really intervene, right? Because week in and week out, even the game with Tottenham, like Liverpool were robbed in that game, right? So this is a concern, and the FA should take action.
Mm-hmm. I think, yeah, maybe, but I'm not sure. Again, I have to say I'm not too sure. But yeah, the elbow thing looked deliberate to me, which means let me just say, yeah, he should have been a red card in my opinion. Plus, he followed it with a shove while Thiago Silva was on the carpet. He got to him and still shoved him. Money House, again, Adebayo, Marco Jr., nice to see you, brother. AB, big up to you too, AB. Let's see who else I haven't said hello to here. I appreciate you all. Pedro Granger says, I am looking forward to see Chukwuemeka make us a return. He is worth it. He's a fine player. But chances, yeah, he may well find it difficult to get back into the team, but I'm not too sure. Conor Gallagher for Chelsea in the Premier League this season, most duels won, most possession won in the final third, most possession won in the middle third, most tackles made, most interceptions. Probably those are the numbers the manager is paying attention to, which is why he's always selected him. I was being aggressive, but in my opinion, not the clear red. He was being aggressive, not declaring. That's why I'm a bit reluctant to say, yeah, he should have been red-carded. But at the same time, if you rewatch it, yeah, it was a deliberate act, and it was his elbow on his neck. That could, you could say, it could have injured Thiago Silva. But because the way it happened, it could have gone either way. But what's the that's where the VAR comes in, and it didn't seem like they weighed in on the issue. Let's see what else we have here. Palmer will be a future killer if properly nurtured, and yeah, who's again? You can say I think if anybody will be the manager to get them to get to that level you're mentioning there, you're referencing there. It will be Mauricio Pochettino. So much needed in the midst of a host of roadrunners to include Jackson, Starling, and all the rest. I think he's an intelligent player, and I don't need it. But yeah, good one there. Relieved indeed. This is what I have been saying about us refs against Chelsea. If it was Liverpool, Arsenal, or Man United, all hell will break loose. Break loose. Disgusting indeed. I think I agree with you, Coach. I saw Mudryk in Parma back pocket already. Or what do you think? No, I think they differ. They differ the way they apply themselves. I'd say here's the thing: the other one is more of a 10, the other one is more of a winger. In my opinion, they're not the same. No, and I think two of them can actually be on the pitch. Palmer as a 10 and Mudryk as in the right wing position. Yep. So yeah, for people who do not see what Gallagher brings, that's for you. It's here's the thing, I'm not going to dwell on that, and I'm going to repeat myself again because he's the most called out player. He's the most, you can say, slated. He's the most blamed. So when he does well, yeah, a lot of people will pick it up and run with it. It doesn't matter how you get whether you. It doesn't matter. You can say whether you think he performed the least for the team. Yeah, but we'll move on from that. If it was a Chelsea player, maybe it would be different. Referees must have a consistency this season with a tackle that cost us to lose the game. Liverpool suffered the same fate. Yeah, let's see. I still see Gallagher going in January for 60 million to help pay for Tone or Simeon. I don't think he goes. You can argue the reason he stayed in the first place, and I think I've said this 1,000 times. Hate him or love him, or the pure profit tag on him. If the manager likes him, he stays. It's as simple as that. And I don't think it's pushed to stay if the manager, you can say, if the manager hasn't spoken with them and he's figured out that the manager likes him and he has a place in this team. I don't think he goes. And the guy likes Chelsea. To give him the captain, what does that tell you? Yeah, it shows the manager likes him. And I'm all for it if the manager feels like it's important to him. Let's see. What impresses me about Cole Palmer is his ability to intercept the game. More importantly, overall, for me, his footballing intelligence. He reads the game so well. And Tommy Bryan, nice to see you once again after 1,000 years. More importantly, I do hope you're doing well. Please do let us know. I may be quiet, but I've been watching replays and live of the live streams from the shadows. Okay, you're operating from the shadows now. But more importantly, nice to see you, Tommy. I hope you're doing well. Gallagher is going to be world class. Okay, Gallagher is getting the Maguire treatment, unfortunately. I think maybe not up to the Maguire treatment. I think people don't just trust his abilities. People just think some says he's done, he's not getting better. For me, he has to be the most improved players, again, a player of all the players we have right now. Starling is more called out than Gallagher. But that may well be the case, but I haven't taken my time to measure who's been called out the more. We still have Casade, Santos, Lavia. Oh, yeah, but Gallagher operates differently. And those guys will not bring you what Gallagher brings to the team. It's as simple as that.
I really hope.
Yeah, go ahead.
I really hope Saudi Arabia come and save us from
Sterling. It may well happen.
I have finally cut the cord. It's never going to happen.
You think it's not going to happen?
Yeah, no, it's a mistake. He is a mistake. There's no point. There gets a time where you keep hoping against hope, trying and trying. You have to be able to say, look, this is over. It can't happen. And I've got to that point with Sterling. He needs to go for sure.
And unfortunately, you'd always hear him. I want to stay and fight for my place, because
I don't care.
playing for England will not be a priority for him right now.
I don't care. Why not stay and fight for your place? Yeah, because we're the only club that's going to be giving him 300 and
Hmm.
20K
Yep,
a week with his performances. That's what he's fighting for. He said, yeah,
yep, we know that.
he's prepared to fight for his wage, not fight for his place. He's hanging on to his
Yep,
contract.
not even fight for his wage. He's prepared to stay on the earning the wages.
Yeah, I mean that's what I meant by that.
Mhm.
He's just there for the money. Period.
Unfortunately, you can argue that's one of the reasons why you can say he's regressed. We're not seeing the Sterling we paid for multitude of reasons, but more importantly, he as an individual, I'm not. He looks lost, in my opinion. We need to make a room in the midfield. It's up to the manager. The biggest beneficiary of the Gallagher discussion is Sterling. Everyone forgot how washed Sterling has been. Another player with 5 good games in 15 months. Okay. Why are we talking about? I think I've moved on beyond that. Actually, we tried to sell him twice. Did we? Tried to sell him twice. Let's see, Coach. You have Gallagher's agenda. He's our most energetic player in the midfield. Yet, people come for Pochettino for playing him. Respect Gallagher, please. I don't have agenda. Nope. I think for me, in terms of, I don't want to be boastful, but I try the best I can to be as objective as possible. Maybe sometimes I may be a
So
bit
may
biased, but
may I just ask, like Coach or Bobby? I'm surprised today, especially, right? I'm really surprised. I've been
yeah.
hearing this or
So
listening this, but why such negativity for Gallagher even after the man of the match performance? Can someone explain me? Like I'm really not getting it.
I can
yeah.
explain
So
it.
for me,
I,
yeah, I'm gonna say this quickly. I'm not that type of person. I think we should just move on from that topic. Honestly, we haven't even looked at the numbers. Bobby, you wanted to add something?
Yeah, I mean, all I'll just say is that they are the people with the agenda. These people coming out still negative about Gallagher when his performances have markedly improved. I started to hope to praise Sterling when I thought, okay, he's beginning to kick into gear. But it's a whole different kettle of fish, a whole different rate of experience, a whole different type of player, and he's not going to make it. Whereas everybody who is anybody that has Chelsea's best interest at heart can see the usefulness and importance of Gallagher. We understand, yes, he's not a Ronaldinho, but Gallagher will help your team function. And this is exactly what he's doing now. So, they have the agenda, and the agenda is to push for a weakened Chelsea. Anything that weakens the club, players that are fit and able to play, get them out, sell, 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 sell. The sell merchants, get rid of, get rid of, get rid of. And they cherry pick the very key players that Chelsea need, especially at a time like this. Gallagher's going
Bobby,
nowhere.
Bobby, let me hear you. Let's bring it back to the incident. Just let's move on from that one. Really, that incident that a lot of people are arguing that it should be a red card. What do you make of it?
Which incident? Involving who? That has that slipped
Silva
my
and
mind?
Vinicius, the one I think he elbowed him, and
Oh
then as
yeah,
yeah, as Silva was on the carpet, he went closer and still shoved him, and you can see there was intent there. Two
yeah.
things:
I
the
mean,
elbow and the shoving, and the elbow was on the neck actually, or on the head somewhere where it could
on the
hurt
head,
him. But you go ahead.
on the head. It should be. It should be a red card. These. This is when there is a message out there to teams. If Chelsea are playing against you, get physical because they can't take your physicality. This is what teams do. But now we're evolving into a different Chelsea. We're migrating away from that. So they're beginning to try and get physical, and we're standing up to it and responding. So then the next thing they do is start to get violent. And this is what happened with the Thiago Silva Vinicius incident. Yeah, it should have been a red card,
Mm.
but you also know that we never get decisions. You know, the referees constantly look for ways to nullify our games. So that doesn't surprise me. And the thing with us now is that we're so relieved and caught up with the relief of winning that we tend to relegate these very, very important things into the background. Yeah, you see, you asked me, it couldn't even come to my mind because my focus was on the winning. But this is absolutely true. That was a red card. But did we get it? Well, clearly not.
And let me ask: can the club file a complaint even after the game and look at it and say the FA should do this, do something about this?
The
Or you can
club,
say, or do you think it's not that serious?
the thing is, where does it end? You know, they do it so consistently that the club will be complaining every day. And you know, the thing about complaining, eventually people stop hearing it. The FA are
They just
complicit
see
to
you as
this.
a complainant. That's it. Again, yeah, you always complain.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. You know, the FA is complicit to these things. They encourage bad refereeing, bad VAR towards Chelsea. They start all this. And the only way, the people that deal with this is the fan base. You know, we are the people that have made people like Anthony Taylor soften a little bit because we uproared, we wrote petitions, and it was signed by thousands about that guy. And there was no way he could be sustained. The thing is, he's the FA's boy. They've made him, so they want to keep him. And so they used others as their sacrificial lamb to show that they're policing the officiating by suspending some of those that were on VAR for games earlier on in the season. But the truth
Mhm.
of the matter is that Anthony Taylor is still a very suspect character on the field, and he's on a timer. And you know, people like him, people like any and every referee, and these VAR individuals that call out things or don't call out things to try and put Chelsea in a disadvantage, you know, need to be suspended, need to be held to account by the football authorities. But like with a lot of things, they're scared of personnel. It's very difficult to invest a lot of time, effort, and money into training up a referee and then they become corrupt. You know, then what do you do? You know, going back to square one, there aren't enough of them as it is. There aren't enough referees. You know, they've tried to encourage ex-players to take up the job, but many of them don't want to because it's not sort of super income. And they're used to doing things for big money. They'll rather be pundits than referees. They'll rather complain about referees than go out there and be the people to do something about it. So it's a difficult conundrum. And in that aspect, I understand to some extent the FA. What I don't understand is them fueling the anti-Chelsea bias and the media's bias. That I don't understand because that's not their job. Their job is to quell those sort of sentiments and maintain a balanced, objective, and fair system. They keep patting themselves on the back, big up in themselves, how fair, how wonderful, great, grand, and glorious they are. Well, saying it doesn't mean to say it's true. This is a generation that you don't bamboozle into things like that. You may have done it in the past, but what they forget is that not everybody hero worships them. A lot of these football followers of the Premier League come from outside the country. They're not British people. So they don't have that triumphantism that we try and ingrain within our people. And so they're looking at this thing and they're objective and they say, no, this is horse doo doo, if I may use your words, coach. You know, this is horse doo doo. These guys are corrupt. It is what it is. And no, they're not the best. They're the worst. And you know, it's just that they are being deceptively backed. And so they have to now push the FA into a position of truthfulness. That's all we're asking. Truthfulness and true fairness, not bias and deceptive cover up or wallpapering.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bobby. I appreciate that, and I hope. More important, I think I've asked you this. I hope you're getting better by the day. Big up, coach. If Vinny's hand was open, then it's arguable. But his fist was clenched. So the rules say it's a straight red, and the VAR looked at it and didn't do anything. So that's shocking. Unfortunately, as you are always the one that argues that in the chat. That yeah, of course, it's Chelsea. It will never be a red. If that was Ugo, again, that brings me back to the case of Malo Gusto. I get it; his feet went off the of the carpet, but he got the ball before he got the man. So you can say some referees will just look at it and say, "Yeah, I don't think it's," and could not have red carded him, unfortunately. But it is Chelsea; he had to be red carded. We've seen us go through more severe situations where, in some cases, some cases, I think it was Bashuai's baby maker could have been gone. I don't forget who did that. And the player that did that actually wasn't even punished. I can't quite remember. So yeah, sorry.
Harry Maguire for Man
Yeah,
United.
it was Harry Maguire. Yeah, I don't remember if it was even yellow carded, let alone a red card, and it was deliberate. Yeah.
And the referee then was Mike Dean, another ardent Chelsea hater.
Yeah, unfortunately, with Chelsea. Yeah. So yeah, people keep dropping the likes on the stream. 53 likes. Let's try and get it to 100. If that was Ugo, don't you think the ref would not have sent him off even without VAR? Coach, get off of the fence before you sprint. You sprinters in your. But here's the thing: I had to bring it up, and I had to ask the questions in a way that I'll get people talking. Believe me. So you should know already. Gallagher is our most improved player. I think I agree with you, but we have to move on from that. Hopefully, Mudryk, I can keep this momentum on the next game. We've always argued he just needs, all he needed at the time was just consistent game time. And I think the manager recognized that, and he's doing that now. And if it's not injured and fit enough, he's starting the next game, especially against a Burnley side that will be playing a very high line, all-out attack. They don't defend deep. Mudryk looked different once he got some confidence. Once you can say got consistent game time in the Red Devil Studio. Nice to see you, brother. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Please go check out his YouTube channel. I'm looking forward to a collab with him as soon as possible. A good friend. This says so many Gallagher haters. Again, I'm moving on from anything that talks about him again. Let's see anything else. Saudis here. This one is important now. And let's see Constantine Ngola done. Get off the Mudryk agenda. Let's see. Saudi showing interest in EPL referees. They are approaching the high-profile ones. I hope he walks out because the high-profile ones are crap. The higher the profile, the more rubbish they are, and the more protected, you can say, by the FA. I propose we shift. I think we moved that already. I'm not going to read anything about that. Again, Starling is the only experienced attacker we have right now. Y'all don't remember the Starling that played on the 3 different minds, plus a completely different squad from last season. That may well be an issue, but let's move on from that, really. Coachila, did you notice the subtle difference of having a traditional number 9 brings it to our team? Broja was good, but having a traditional number 9 makes so much difference. And I did say we're not gonna miss what's his name. We're not gonna miss Jackson that much. We only miss his pace. We only miss his power. Broja is equally can be. He has pace too, and he has power, but not as powerful. Maybe not as much power as Jackson. So I knew we weren't going to mix him, and also even whoever played there, we weren't going to miss that person because we played usually. We play with a fluid approach. But the difference, that's a delicious point. Traditional number 9 makes a difference. But the manager wants more from his players, and I think Broja has that too. But Broja operates mainly at a traditional number 9. He's not so much into dropping deep and participating in the play, but he's capable of doing that. He's good on the ball. So we have two good number 9s, in my opinion, and nothing says we can't have them both on the pitch in a fluid approach where one of them plays as a 10, but more operates. You can say will be positioned as a 10, but the application will be more of more of that of a second striker, in my opinion, and that will work. But I think a good you can say observation there. Building chemistry takes time, and we know that new channel I am opening a Chelsea agenda. I think it will go do well. The name is a good name. Honestly, I'll be there to support you. I don't think people are rooting against Gallagher. I just think some people don't think it's good enough. Yeah, but I think we're overdoing it. And let's move on from that. Whoever wanted to sign Olisa should be sacked. The player is still injured. Imagine having more injury-prone players upon the bunch that we already have. Yeah, I think it makes sense now that we didn't sign him, but we didn't sign him, you can say, by design. We didn't sign him because Palace opted not to sell. Yeah, to me, I think it was a blessing in disguise, in my opinion. And for me, Palmer has more to his game than Olise. In my opinion, maybe I'm being a bit biased because, yeah, we're talking about a player that we wanted to sign and we end up not signing the player. But it just didn't make sense. The fact that at the time we knew and we heard that he's not fit and he's still out. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense anyway. But thank you for mentioning that. Adebayo Makinjimai, bro. It was a red card. Yep, it should have been. I agree. Gallagher will go if we're trying to get money for us. So I don't think he goes. Everything comes down to whether the manager wants him. But you're entitled to your opinion anyway. Let's see. Unless Stalin goes, maybe. Do I think Stalin will go? Bobby have said it here. It'd be difficult. And I don't see us selling him. You can say with a huge L. And unfortunately, nobody will be willing to pay us as much money as we'd want for him. Mudryk goal was lively. How did he end up in the middle? Training, practice. Probably he saw Colwell advancing towards that area, towards you can say the area he was occupying. Instinctively, he moved centrally, and he did that all game. But at one point, when a cross came from Broja from the other side, he should have begun. Had he been had he started his run in the areas where he usually started where he was positioned, I think he could have been you could say he could have had a tapping on the day. But he drifted in and occupied the same space as Broja. None of them, you can say, made the move to go. Not Broja. Who was that? I can't quite recall. But you get my point anyway. But it was a well-taken goal, and it would do him a world of good because he was mostly operating on the wing. But once Mudryk was sub, Fulham could breathe and attack on their right. Yep. Because you can say the trouble wasn't there anymore. I don't think we are buying anyone without making a sell. We could. I think we're balanced the books right now with the sponsorship deal with Infinite Athlete, but let's see what happens. Just the presence of having Mudryk made such a difference in pushing their right back. Yep, they had to pay attention to him. Otherwise, the slightest of spaces he gets, he'd be gone. And he did well. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. After that, we'll start looking at the numbers we have here. I think we have quite a lot. These referees need to be punished when they make these silly, obvious calls like that. Unfortunately, I don't think it happens. Madsen and Charlo hopefully stalling, but with this wage will be had in, it's not going to be easy to sell him. I cannot say his name if I do. Yeah, you do. You know. I told my bro yesterday when watching the match that Poch has made a mistake of subbing Mudryk on because it gives a Fulham space, but I'm not sure. I think he was subbed for a reason. It wasn't just for the sake of subbing him off. And I think I did see something to that effect, but didn't have the time to read it at the time. This is a Chelsea perspective.
If I can, about Mudryk.
Mhm.
The substitution of Mudryk, indeed, the substitution of Broja, and
Mhm.
maybe to a little lesser extent of Caicedo. These were players that are still kind of coming back from injury, and they were more cautious substitutions in that they started feeling aches and pains. For many of them, this was the first number of minutes they had put in to this extent since their
Mhm.
injury, especially Broja.
Mhm.
So I don't think they were,
Yeah,
I'm
I think it
hoping,
makes sense. Mhm.
yeah, I'm hoping from the vibes and the things I'm hearing, I don't think they were like serious, serious injuries. I think they were more on the precautionary side and more on the fact that because we're so thin, they wouldn't have played the length of minutes they played in the first place. Caicedo, yeah, he played against Brighton, but really he still needs time. People have to understand he needs time, and he saw what he can do in this game, but we can't just force it. And thank God we kept Leslie Ugochukwu. You see, another thing, the Chelsea trolls, the Chelsea agenda merchants. Oh, send him to Strasbourg. Oh, we haven't got space for him in the team. Send him. Get rid of, get rid of, get rid of. Right now, what do you say now? He's vital. The guy is so important. When Caicedo comes off and he comes on, it's seamless. We don't notice, we don't miss Caicedo. That's how important he is. 19 years old. I just have to give him his flowers. 19 years old. Yeah, he makes a couple of little slip ups here and there, but he's 19.
The kid is good.
19. You know, the kid is a fetus if it was Roger, so and yet he's ripping up trees like this. So we're very fortunate and very thankful he stayed.
Yeah, we're right. And let me look at the vote. The poll asked the question: Who was the man of the match? Cole Palmer 38%, Conor Gallagher 33%, Levi Kowa 5%, Moses Caicedo 23%. Moses Caicedo is a good shout. Let's see. No referee has been suspended after bad decisions against Chelsea. A bad decision against Chelsea. That tells you, or again, corruption at its best. Dante scapegoat the right players started for one, no agendas there. Okay, let's see. When there's humans involved, will always be mistakes. It's part of the game, but you can say a lot more against Chelsea than other teams, in my opinion. I for one, for a while refuse to, you can say, to join uh, the train of that this the train of people, you can say the collection of people that that's always argued, yeah, this agenda against Chelsea, but it seems that's the case, honestly, given the decisions and all that. Sometimes I wonder if they have an agenda against Chelsea. That may well be the case, or maybe just a coincidence. I don't know. They can find a good referees in Jamaica. Imagine being fined and suspended for protesting against bad decisions. Yeah, exactly. Fulham smash. Yep. Gallagher is now a new Mr. Chelsea, no manager, and will let him go. And that's just the truth. I get it. He's not the most fancy, you say, or the most technically gifted, but he brings something every manager would cherish. Every team that needs someone with such energy. He's not the most skilled player, but that energy, love for the club is top notch. I think I agree with you. And big up to you too, Mr. Troublemaker. We won. Big up, coach. And glad with the win. When I see the setup, I think we will lose. But in game, I see more of yeah, that was what it was, a 4-3-3 than anything else. With Enzo, again, you can say Enzo and Gallagher flanking Casado, who plays centrally as the sitting six deeper than Gallagher. And I have to say, I was right yesterday. You could say that, but it was fluid. You see them everywhere. Sometimes Gallagher deeper, Enzo further forward. Sometimes Enzo deeper, Gallagher further forward. He ended up scoring against us in that same game. Yeah, winning looked at that Chelsea team and was like, what the heck? It's even that. Where are my former teammates? He that may well have happened. Let's see. It was obvious why Poch doesn't rate Matson as a left back. He eventually never tracked back yesterday. A man left Cowell exposed all game throughout the second half. May have played, based on the instructions he was given. That's a bet. I think you're correct. Good observation there too. Broja faster than Jackson, and Broja poses a far superior positional sense. Wow. Okay. I'll take my time to look at that again and maybe see what's going on. We are getting another striker in January, possibly, or maybe not. It depends on. I think you could argue everything comes down to how well Broja does. Broja is very average. Okay, that's your opinion. It took Broja one start to appear on the scoreboard. Stuntman Jackson should feel the pressure. I hesitate. I just want the competition. I'm not gonna. I don't think it makes sense to start arguing who's better than the other. We have them both, and if they can compete effectively, then they'll push each other to become better. All Korea needed was a chance. Now Benchuel is right in the bench. I think Korea, if he keeps up the performance, Benchuel will find it difficult to get back into the team. Although, if the manager sees that, maybe Korea is better at playing as right back. I don't know. Let's see what happens. For when Badiashile comes in and plays left center back, it's hard to tell what happens. I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom P, but there's quite a lot to get there. Bro, scoring one. Okay, yeah, you're entitled to that argument right there. And I'm gonna scroll to the very bottom and then see again. Try to get again your subsequent contributions in the chat. I told you we were going to win. You felt it and you did say it. I remember that. And GFC Gavin, when you get a chance to share the link to your YouTube channel so people can go check it out. I think let me see, where's Gavin there. Once he shows up, let me see. Can he actually? Okay, Gavin, I think I'll make you a moderator so you're able to share the link to your YouTube channel so people can go check it out. Please go check out his YouTube channel. He's a Chelsea fan. Be sure again to subscribe to his channel. Good content. I'm subscribed to his channel myself. A few people did yesterday. Please let's keep let's grow together. Selflessness is the reason why we are growing as quickly as we're growing. The community is growing as quickly as it's growing right now. Matson was tracking back. Was he? You think? I've seen him make a few tackles near the box. And as I said before, maybe the way he applied himself on the pitch was down to how the manager wanted him to play. As simple as that. He also hit the woodwork, underrated player, and should be starting more. Here's where the problem lies. The manager doesn't look like he sees him as a left back. Sees him more of an you can say an attacking midfielder than a left back. So and he has you can say he will get us goals if he starts, and that attempt wasn't about power. He was deliberately directed towards that angle of the goalpost, but unfortunately for him, he hit the woodwork. I think he's a good player, technically gifted to some of the players we have there. He hit the pole. The only thing Broja has over Jackson is his physicality. Broja has a bigger body, but Jackson also can be physical. Yeah, and the constant injuries. Okay, let's see what else we have here. You underestimated our players. Wow, thank you. That's a good confession right there. And believe me, you're forgiven. But Collington, nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. Constantine, again, Dante or N'Golo Dante. Enzo, missing chances is becoming a problem. But I'll still take his overall performance. And you can say that has been the case since he joined Chelsea. He's not been clinical. He's only found the net once during the cup game. He's had clear-cut chances where he just, you can say, booted the ball straight at the goalkeeper. That one there, after he hit the woodwork and came back to him, didn't even think about, you can say, lobbing the ball because the goalkeeper was already on the carpet. But unfortunately, it looks like, he's low on confidence in terms of putting away chances. But other aspect of the game, creating chances, dictating the pace of the game, helping us control the game. He's been excellent, except put away chances, opportunities when they come to him. 55 likes, people. Let's see if we can get it to 100 likes. Please keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And for those of you who are watching, but for one reason or the other, you're not able to participate in the chat, just know that we appreciate you. You watching alone does go a long way, but if you can do us one more favor, one tiny bitty favor, please take a second, drop a like on the stream, and nobody will know you did that. Let's see. The only thing that Jackson has over Broja is dribbling skills, hold up play, no heading, no positional awareness. Okay. And both are subpar at shooting. And both are still young and can only get better, in my opinion. I'm not sure what he's trying to do with his shots. Yeah, he's trying to make sure the goalkeeper is rooted while the ball goes into the back of the net. Back all the players, stop comparing them. That's what I think. As I've said before, I think you heard me say that. I think I'm happy we have them both. Honestly, I'm happy we'll have both players, and I think they will come good for us. And both can actually start in the same game, with one playing as a 10, but the application being more of that of a second striker. That's, by the way. Let's see. Start looking at the numbers here. Let's see, Josie. Let's hear you if you're still there. Any player you have. Let's look at the numbers overall. Let's look at the XG and everything else. We have. They have more possession than we did, of 56 to 44 of us. But to me, I think it's simple to see the reason why that's the case. To me, that's because we were more direct than usual yesterday. We're more direct than yesterday than usual. But let's hear you. Do you think the same, or do you think otherwise? Why do you think they had more? They have finished the game with more possession than we did?
It's simple, because in the second half, Pochettino decided to change the strategy, especially after Mudryk's injury. So we were more defensive, and we let them have the ball. So it's a game of two halves in that aspect, as far as tactical nuance is concerned. In the first half, our possession was much higher than them, and it changed in the second half. And usually, if we I have to refer to.
So you don't think it has anything to do with the fact that we were more direct yesterday than usual?
It has a slight significant. It has a slight contribution to that, not to that extent, right? It has to do. If you see the second half, we didn't have the ball. So they had the possession, because it's not that we were direct while we were trying to go and move forward in the second half. It was always on the break. And hardly I remember any instances when we were playing we had the possession, or we were making the runs, and we had the press. It was a different thing. I will have to see it again, but I don't think so. It is the primary reason for Fulham having more possession. It has to do because in the second half we let them have the ball, in my opinion. And this is it's 56% Fulham, 44. It's a trademark Pochettino's.
No, Oxford 44.
Tottenham stat, because the games we saw, the 6 games we saw when we had unusual high possessions, 70, 75, 76%. I don't think so. We'll maintain that. I don't know. We did it, although we didn't get the result. If you see his Tottenham tenure as a whole, it was more like 50, 48, 50 possession based, because people have this feeling that Pochettino plays a high line and high press, and that's true, and very aggressive, that he plays a very possession based football. That is true. But if you see, now I'm coming towards how where the impact of data and where we are clinical. But the goals of Tottenham, and I expect the same with Chelsea, are more in transition and break. If you see, we press a high line, but the conversion is usually not so high. And whenever we lose the ball, and when Pochettino and his player, that's why he used the wings, and all these pivots are in hybrid position, because whenever in the counter they have the opportunities, even if you can see the goals we scored yesterday and also against Brighton, and you will see that, because I'm sure the most of the goals will be coming from the break, counter attack, not the counter attack. We sit back right and hope there is a counter attack, but whenever we find an opportunity in transition, in the break, that is where Chelsea will be most effective going forward, in my analysis and research that I have done. So we see, moving forward, we can see the expected goals 1.70, which XG 1.09, and of course it has to do with the few chances we missed early on. Total shots is 11 to 10, which is pretty much the same. And it, again, because Fulham had a lot of opportunities in the second half, right? And Chelsea somehow allowed them, and they had a few opportunities where they were able to penetrate and made the cross. None of them were dangerous, but they had a few crosses where they were heading the ball, which was not in the right position. So shots on target, again, 4 and 3, we have to improve on that, right? Although we created chances, the shots on target, I think, is still too low the way we played, especially in the first half. I was disappointed again because we scored 2 goals, right? I was thinking when I was making my notes that we scored 2 goals. And that is why we have kind of forgotten, or we have overlooked that. Again, we were not clinical, right? We have to improve. Even though we scored 2 goals, after that, we had a lot of opportunities in the first half. We could have easily, if not more, scored 2 more goals, right? So we need to improve on that. And again, it is the same data showing here, total shots off target. If we see, it won't give us the entire picture, but again, as we all know and been following football, Chelsea pretty much dominated the first half. They got the lead, they got a 2-goal lead, and then they had this strategy. They sat back. The stats at the end of the game are pretty much even, more in the favor of Chelsea, but they are not showing the entire picture. It's because in the second half we were very relaxed. We were more positional. We let them have the ball, and we very intelligently and very smoothly tried to see off the game. And of course, it has to do with the not only the injury of Mudryk, because it has to make the tactical changes, and then we were having Broja and other players. I think they were struggling, right? They were struggling with the fitness, even before a lot earlier, before he was apparently injured or substituted. So that made a huge change. People should remember, when the team is in transition and they are not playing well, like Chelsea now, hopefully they are, because they have won 2 games and we can expect. So that is why even one injury like Mudryk, 1 or 2 tactical changes, forced changes, could really impact the game. But I think it was a tactical plan of Pochettino. He thought, or he believed, that we should be less experimental or less adventurous, and rather it's important to see off this game. So I'm very satisfied, and the Burnley game would be very, very important, because that win will give us 3 wins in a row, and we can all, the whole staff, owners, the fan, we can all relax in this international break with a great positivity, I would say.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Broja, Nkunku, and Jackson are all 3 different kind of attackers. We don't even need a mirror to look at that, but that's a delicious comment. Thank you for highlighting that. In our team, we need all of them. And yeah, there's a possibility 3 of them can actually start in the same game. It's as simple as that. One of them is capable of playing as a 10, and the other 2, one can play as a striker, and the other one can play on the flanks too. Different kind of attackers in our team, and all of them have goals in them. Excellent for the team, honestly. So we shouldn't start comparing them. All different profiles, which is we need them all. A second half looks like a different team. But Broja, I will go. I think for which striker we bring in. Okay, let's see when we get to January. I'm playing well in the second half. Santiago Muno, nice to see you. My assistant there. Morning to you too. Appreciate you joining. Let's see what else we have here. What? Shut up a bit early. This is why we won. Really? Okay. I think I get where you're going. Yeah. Keep dropping likes on the stream. And our brother here, CFC Gavin, he shared the link to his YouTube channel. Please, if you haven't, go check out his YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and let him know. Yeah, you find him on the stream here. Appreciate that. Facts, let's see. It really should have beaten them 4-0. But the win is a win. At least we scored 2. We haven't scored in a while. And took us in quick succession, and within a minute or so, actually, I even or you can say a few seconds after the first one. I'm not too sure how long it took before the second one come, but it was in quick succession. in my opinion. Succession, in my opinion. Really, yeah, we really should have scored more as usual. We've not been, we're wearing a clinical in front of goal. Remember, we got a lot of players with injuries, so I think the coach was he had to manage the game the way he did. We didn't want to risk too much. And at that point, Martin just says Arsenal. We always we're always up for it when we had the superior team. We must show up against them. No to that Arsenal. Okay, no to that Arsenal superior talk rubbish. Still to them, it's a home game for Christ's sake. Here's the thing. Here's something I'd have to I want to mention here. Um, Even if we lose, let's say if we lose 900 games, it's a 999 games, and the next game will be the 1000 game, and that game will be against Arsenal. Believe me, we'll end up winning that one. And here's the thing, I think we'll see by the time we play Arsenal, I think we'll be much more better. We'll be playing much more better than we're playing right now. And I'm confident those games that people fear, the opponent will mop the floor with us, trash us, beat us 8-0, 10-0. Those are the games I actually think we do better than we're doing, play better than we played so far this season, in my opinion. But let's see what happens there. This is Korea came up to yesterday's match because of Williams. William, he was all over William. As they are, as if they were enemies. Yeah, they are. They were at the time. Well, as long as the game was still on, until the man in the middle blows the final whistle. Yeah, they were enemies. Until the man in the middle blew the final whistle, they were enemies. It's as simple as that. One game at a time. Let's take it one game at a time. I think I agree with you. Next game is Bali, and if we beat them, it will go a long way. It will add. You can say that's how you develop winning mentality. You get used to winning. And at WMarkandG, I think you were the one that said something to the effect of that losing can become a habit as much as winning can become a habit. So if we beat Brighton, Bali, so to speak, and after Bali, correct me if I'm wrong, the next game will be after the international break. Or do we have another game after that before the international break? So if we can go into that break with you can say with a winning run, honestly, I think that will go a long way for the team. But unfortunately, as I must say this, the international break it doesn't favor us because we have too many internationals who again a lot of them will be traveling to represent their respective countries, which is such you can say in turn you can say you could argue when they come back, it's more like us hitting the reset button in terms of the progress the manager have made so far, and that's because we're playing with an entirely new squad, in my opinion. One game at a time. I agree with you. Did anyone watch Enzo steal the ball from William? Life moves on. Yeah, I think that was he did well in terms of breaking up play yesterday. But yeah, he did well overall. Broja is too injury prone. Yeah, I don't think that's the case, really. I don't think so. His risky business. I hope he gets through the season without injuries, so we can sell him and get a more reliable attacker. I don't think the club wants to sell Broja, really. I have to say that again, and we'll talk about this in January. Let's see. Everything comes down to how well he does by the time we get to the January transfer window, because he has an opportunity right now. I wish William was still with us. His set piece shot top notch. Broja will suit a plane in Italy, in my opinion. So Osimhen swap. You think you can get Napoli to swap Osimhen for Broja? Good luck. Let's come to you, Jersey. Of this place, okay, let's look at the numbers. Just let me just read it out for people. Possession. They ended the game with more possession than us, 56 to us, which is 44. Expected goals more for us, 1.70, which is a sign which to me tells me we could have won the game had we been clinical in front of goal. Total shots 11 to theirs 10. Shots on target 4 to theirs 3. And I think Jersey mentioned that the shots on target is not a good sign for us. Big chances We created 4 big chances. They created 1. We missed 2 big chances. They missed 1 big chance. Yep, I think we've talked about that. Um, yeah. What else do we have to look here? Let's look at this one here. Total shots 11 to 10. Shots off target 6 to theirs 4. Wow. That's not okay. Really, shots on target 4 to theirs 3. Blocked shots. They blocked a 3. We blocked 1. Hit the woodwork 1 time. Yep. Ian Matson. Shots inside the box 8 to theirs 9. Shots outside the box 3. I think I need to see this number go up. How many times we take shots outside the box? We seem to be a bit reluctant to shoot from outside the box, but that's by the way. Now let's come back to you, Jerry Z. Which of these players do you think we should look at their numbers? I'm waiting for you, Jerry Z. Okay, it doesn't look like Jerry C is there. I want us to look at let's see. We have yeah, let's look at Cucurella. Because yeah, he was played out of position, given that he traditionally plays on the left hand side. But he's played on 2 occasions, 2 consecutive games in the right back position. So let's look at his numbers and see how well he did. Why isn't this popping up? Okay, there you go. So Cucurella, he played 90 minutes, goals scored none, assists none, accurate passes 42 out of 46, 91%. That's excellent, really. Total touches 70, passes into the final third 5 times. That's a high, higher than usual. From if you follow him, accurate long balls 1 out of 100%. That's excellent. There, tackles 1 out of 250%. Clearance is 6. That's usually he gets a higher number in terms of clearances because he operates more like a you can say what I call a sweeper defender, headed clearances. And something I'm starting to learn is that actually he's good aerially than a lot of people give him credit for. Interceptions 1, defensive actions 10 in total, recoveries 5, duels 1, 3, duels lost 2, not bad. Ground duels 1, 2 out of 3, 67%, not bad. Aerial duels 1 out of 2, not bad. And yeah, fouls committed 1 time. I think he had an excellent game. So Bobby, if you want to comment anytime, we're talking about Cucurella right now. If you have anything to say, up to Charles, decent results last night, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. But we're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're just talking. We're analyzing the game, the events of the game, and yeah. But we still know we have a lot of work to do. Some improvements to do. But nice to see you. Nice to see you once again. Metal Face Doom. Always nice to see you. Yep. I hope you're doing well. And Chelsea Blue 1905 says it's good to win match against a team. The winning against good Brighton side is the reason for this Chelsea firing. Ball's game will prove a lot if Chelsea wins. They're going to be even more difficult to beat. Why do I say that? Because they're looking for a win. They are one of the bottom tables. Are they at the very bottom, actually, or one of the bottom tables? So they'll be looking to win, and that's good for us because they will be all. They will be say they will not sit deep. No, coach, we give them Broja as a free gift, and then pay for Osimhen. I don't think the club would do that. And by the way, signs are you can say they've settled their differences with Osimhen. And Osimhen, which means he's not going to come cheap. I was thinking the situation was going to escalate. Even Osimhen himself has put out a letter appealing to the to the people of Naples, telling them how he loves them so much, how they've shown him so much love and all of that. So yeah, they had to do what they had to do to ensure they settle the issue. Otherwise, his valuation would take a hit, because he would want to leave had they not done that. I love the way Chelsea is playing now. Play pretty ugly and win the game. No more trying to win all the possession. Stay back, pick the ball. Yeah, you can argue be a bit more pragmatic, and I think the manager is doing that. And that aspect of that, Mauricio Pochettino, is something I didn't know he's capable of doing. Being a bit pragmatic. Yeah, if we're winning, close the shop. Do something to close the shop. And that shows his maturing as a manager, and he said that himself, and I like that. EE, always nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I appreciate you joining. Let's see what else we have here. I wish we don't sign any striker. AAK. We have already signed the players now. It's time for them to gel. They need time. Chances are we'll end up signing a 10 and that's it. And I'm not too sure. We'll see what happens come January. Right now, there's no telling what the club what they're planning to do, but let's find out. Let's see. I'm so glad Kuku is getting time to show Poch what he's made of. And that's it. Yeah, you earn your place. And the manager has said that again. The manager said something to the effect of he had a conversation with Marco Correa, and that he told them if you earn again, if you deserve to start, you will start. It's as simple as that. And that's what I want to hear. Remember last season, coach, I told you about him playing there. I knew he would do well because he needs physicality around him. Okay, thank you for saying that. If I put you in timeout, is that an agenda? Oh yeah, that's an agenda. Yeah, we must turn up against Arsenal. We can beat Arsenal, but let's get there first. And I agree with N'Golo Dante. Let's take it one game at a time. I think that's what the manager's doing. By the time we get to Arsenal, I think we'll be ready to play against them. We just need to be clinical. We already have the best defense in the league. Statistically, yeah, I think I agree. Even though we've had shaky moments, but here's the thing: the improvement in our defensive line, you could argue, is down to us having a six. You can say that does a good enough job to protect the defensive line. Casado, you can say he did an excellent job yesterday in terms of protecting the defensive line, and you can say that was why you wouldn't even know that Thiago Silva is approaching 60,
Coach,
in my opinion. Yeah, go ahead, Bobby.
Coach, sorry, I have to go for my treatments, but I'll be
Okay.
listening and watching in the chat.
All right, I big up to you. Much love to you, Bobby. And if you don't hear from me, don't feel like we've forgotten about you. We do talk about you every time we're on the show. Yeah, I think that's a good observation there. Him should have been at Chelsea from last season. Unfortunately, that hasn't happened. I don't think you have the facility for that, big man. Let's see what else we have here. Imagine being booed by your own fans and still performs. This club will never change. Embarrassing. That shows character, in my opinion. That shows the character. The boos don't get to him. Unfortunately, I think they were quick to judge him, but it took him 1,000 years to even recognize that. Yeah, what's his name? Benchwell isn't really that. You can say isn't actually better than Cucurella. If anything, I'll pick Cucurella over Benchwell, unfortunately. And I think we did discuss that at length, and we had Roger on the panel that day that you can say a bit of bias from you can say match going fans because they're comprised mainly of you can say what you could call the locals who are mainly English and probably you can say will almost always take time before judging players or you can say English players in my opinion, as much as I'm trying not to come across as if I'm you can say being I don't know what language to use, but you get my point. Facilities, let's see what else we have. You keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. And once more again, go check out Mitchell Boy's YouTube channel. My brother from another country. Much love to you. Be sure to subscribe. You can click the 3 dots to his name and click on go to channel. I think I'll be as often as possible. Always be on this on the again on the panel with him during his live streams because yeah, my in-laws are back now, so I'll have much time. To participate. Coachila swap deal at Mudryk for no. I'll still keep Mudryk. Oh no. Big up Nietzsche boy. Big up to you, the Chelsea boy. 1234. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well. They showed Osimhen so much love by abusing him. I'm referencing what Osimhen said. That's it. It wasn't. You can say the fans did not abuse him. If they did, I don't know. Osimhen said they showed him love. So, and he has so many people from Napoli that love him so much, and he loves them too. He say, he says, I don't want to dwell on that. Some people will never wake up, get out of Napoli as soon as possible. I think, yeah, you're talking about Osimhen himself. Let's see what else we have here. Remember, Dacho Fofana is doing well We have Broja, Washington, Jackson. Jackson and Broja should be groomed. Okay, we should forget signing any other striker. Chances that that's what the club would do in January, but we don't know. We've heard the manager said he's told the club the sort of players he wants us to sign next, and they're taking their time to assess the current squad, and figure out the sort of players we should you can say try to sign the next transfer window. Let's see what else we have here. If we are in good position in January, we have a huge chance to see him and Broja included in the deal. Okay, I've heard somebody say that that's what the club is planning to do. They're planning to include Broja in the deal to sign a striker. I think it was it not Chelsea all the way that said that? I can't quite remember. Martin and Palmer, it's one major secret reason why Chelsea's attack is getting a shape. Palmer, especially an intelligent player. I said that before, and I'm going to keep saying it. Mudryk man of the match. First half, a reason we won. It's a good argument too. Yeah, it's an excellent argument. Noni and Stalin have got a real fight on their hands. One of them will be substituted by Angelo next season. It's almost written in the stars. I think listen, I'm going to say this. Noni is a good player, and I think he has a place in this team. And that's because the players we have available, he differs. He operates differently whenever he's on the pitch. Palmer is different. Palmer is more of a 10, he is a winger. Noni is more of a winger, not even a 10. I wouldn't even, at most, an 8, in my opinion. But let's see what happens. I think Noni has a place in this team. If he starts playing consistently, I think he will deliver. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. 59 likes, one more to get it to 60 likes. Let's make it happen, people. Appreciate you all. Excellent show so far. If I am Osimhen, I will go out of. I will leave. Not I'd leave too if I were Osimhen too. Come to England and prove himself. But yeah, who's the problem is I'm not too sure what's gonna happen. If I were him, I'd push to leave. Red Cat Coachila, Mudryk over Histon. Because I knew why you were asking that question, so I just told you my opinion. Yeah. Let's see what else we have. You keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. What I mean, Coach, is the only way to play Gallagher, Enzo, in the same lineup is to play 4-3-3, and Gallagher, like you say, two other players are flanking Caicedo centrally, or maybe Romeo Lavia when he recovers fully. Gallagher would do better on the flanks, in my opinion. See Gallagher switch with Caicedo. It was fluid. It was really fluid yesterday with Enzo, but I just don't see it in a 4-2-3-1, especially if Gallagher is playing as one of the 2-6s. It becomes difficult for him to do as well as I see Did yesterday. If any sticker must be signed striker, okay, must be signed. Let it be a Simham. That guy is a warrior. But here's the argument I've made before, and I want to hear from those of you in the chat. I think, for me, in my opinion, he's not Pochettino's type of striker. That's how I see it. And I don't know. He always because of that fluid approach, he always looks for across the front of three. The manager always looks for a player that's capable of playing centrally, right, left. Which was why we signed Palmer, in my opinion. Do I think Osimhen is the guy as good as I think he is? I'd say not really, but I'm not Pochettino. We'll find out in due time. Stalin should be sold. Give the 7 shirt to Caicedo as Kante as Kante's successor. Then bring back Angelo. Angelo will be good, and it's a good thing that he's playing consistently right now. Maybe that will get the manager to start looking at him. And Chimera just give me a red card. He's coming. Maybe he probably will still come back to me again. Both are doing well, but Cole is showing better. Okay, let's see. Coachila, Osimhen over who? Just go away. I'm gonna say this again, what I've said before. We can have them both, not because Osimhen differs from Jackson. In terms of if I say who do I think Poch would choose? I say Poch would choose Osimhen. That's because Osimhen is more of his type of striker than I say Poch would choose Jackson, because Jackson is more of or Pochettino's type of striker than Osimhen is. As good as I know Osimhen can be. That's just my opinion. But stop doing this to me. Stop putting me on the spot. Poch wouldn't have a say in that deal. I think he said openly that, yeah, he does have a say in the signings. And we've talked about this before, and I did argue that there's no way we'd sign a check for a player without Poch okaying that signing. That's just my opinion. Let's hear you. If you're still there, Jerry C. Any player there you want us to look at their numbers? They will play together. Yeah, they can play together. If we're being honest, I will not swap Broja for Osimhen. Broja, I gave up. Broja, I gave up on him, but he played good. Yes. So for that one game, you've decided for that reason you're not going for how well he did yesterday, according to you. You've decided you're not going to swap him up for you're not going to swap him for what's his name. You're not going to swap him up for Osimhen. Okay, that's you.
Yes, Coachila. Sorry, I was away for a while.
Okay, just 1 second. I just received a red card, but
Wow.
I think I'm still, red received the VAR check. Thank you, Constantine Dante or Ngola Dante. You're now my friend. I appreciate you. So let's hear you, Jerry Z, if you're there. Which of these players would you like us to look at their numbers? Let's do it.
Sorry, I was not on my desk for 10 minutes. Did I miss something?
Look at their numbers, their stats.
Oh, the ratings, right?
Yeah, which of the players?
Which of the players stand out for me?
Which one would you like us to look at their numbers, how well they did?
I think Gallagher was like exceptional. He was fantastic.
Let's look at Gallagher. Let's look at his numbers and see how well he did. Okay, he played 90 minutes. Are you paying attention?
Yes, sir.
Accurate passes, 39 out of 44. That's excellent. Not bad. Chances created 1. Let's see what else we have here. Block shot 1. Touches 62. Successful dribbles 1 out of 2. Passes into the final third of 3. I think that I need that to be more. Let's see. Accurate crosses. Okay, he didn't try any. Tackles 1, 3 out of 6, 50%. That's not bad. Interceptions 1. Defensive actions 10. Recoveries, that's a high 5. Dues 1, 9. Dues lost a 5. Okay.
So he lost 5 and 1, 9. Not bad. There's so many things to look into it.
Yeah, just 1 second. Ground dues 1, 8 out of 13. 62%. That's excellent, really. Area dues 1. 1 out of 1. Was fouled 1 time. Fouls committed 1 time. I think defensively, he did more defensively than he did offensively. But let's hear you. What do you make of this?
While looking at these stats, if you see there, like, of course, too many things they have taken into consideration. It will, of course, take another discussion to look at it in detail, right? To be fair with these stats. But the most important thing, of course, some of the stats are not showing that he was very, very effective in every aspect. But why he is, in my opinion, and of course, he was officially awarded the man of the match, is because we have to see his role, right? He was constantly in transition. He covered a lot of area, I believe.
Yeah, he covered a lot of ground, yeah.
12 kilometers yesterday, around that, right? So this is very, very important thing. His link up, and he started. He
kept it simple. He didn't try to do too much.
Exactly. He was there. His positioning was really good. His passing accuracy. The most important thing is that if you see, he started with Enzo in the pivot, and then later on the game, like, it shifted with Enzo coming more deep and Gallagher playing in an advanced position. And this transition and all of these 3 players playing and integrating was really something that was so magnificent and so remarkable. And too early to say 4-3-3 would be the best system, but let's see, right? Let's see what happens. So with Gallagher, I was surprised, like, in fact, in the second half, because with all this perception and all this talk on Gallagher, we are brain wired, right? Myself including, because I always say, like, he's just very average. So I think around the 1 hour mark, around 16 minutes, I was like, hey, am I noticing Gallagher, right? I said to myself, come on, man, Gallagher is playing so well, because he's been playing so well throughout the game. And then I was like, he is playing so well. And the most important thing was because he's usually like someone who when he's playing in the pivot, he let the things open, or because of him, the either it's the either it's the defense or moving forward. There is this gap. There is not this smooth transition because he's usually out of position. He's usually not making the right calls, not making the right runs. Right? It's like he's trying, but he's not so effective. But yesterday, what I saw is that he really improved. He was very confident. He was making the right runs, and and his work rate was never a question. And the performance was really enhanced. And we should also appreciate Pochettino for both his work right now. The two players that he's really improved, and we can see from the start of the season, is Conor Gallagher and Mudryk. So yeah, so I won't say much more about Conor Gallagher because I think the audience wouldn't like that, right? So it's a positive sign, and yeah. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Again, I agree with you. If I was the same hand, I would go to Saudi Arabia and take 54 million a year, then help Nigeria by building hospitals and schools. Italian league title doesn't feed and cure people. Good suggestion, but he has his life to live, and he knows how he wants to live his life. They had offer on the table from Saudi Arabia, but they didn't want to let him go. Coachila, did you notice Casado's stats? He never let anyone pass. So let's look at these numbers, given what you said. Let's look at Casado's numbers. And Casado, I'm just going to do a tapping. I'm going to render N'Golo Dante's you can say comments there. I'm going to render it useless by just talking about the fact that, yeah, Casado is starting to settle quicker than a lot of people think. A lot of people think he was going to be you can say a flop, or that he will flop at Chelsea, but the price tag doesn't seem to unsettle him and you can say pressure him that much. He played how many minutes? Was it 8 minutes played? 89 minutes. Let's see. Accurate passes 43 out of 48. That's 90% accurate passes. Expected assists. Let's move on from that one. Touches 64 in total. Successful dribbles 2 out of 3, 67%. Not bad. Passes into the final third. 2 accurate long balls forward out of 4. And it was his quick thinking. Let's talk about the first goal. His quick thinking, how he picked up the ball, and you can say the likes of some players will still be focusing that area where he got the ball from. I think he got it from Cucurella or so. But he got the ball from Cucurella and looked to his left. He saw the space and he saw that Chilwell was close to it. He just passed the ball a bit further forward to get Chilwell, to get Colwell to run to the ball. And Colwell perfectly got to the ball before creating that delicious chance for Mudryk to finish. But here's still the quick thinking there. It's not something you see in every player. And actually, I didn't know he was that good in terms of his ability to orchestrate long balls with such accuracy. That was nice to see. To him, I give him credit for that goal. I get it. The cross was also delicious. The finish was also excellent. Everything. But him looking up and also deciding to move that ball to that area, it was just good to see. Yeah, accurate long balls 4 out of 4. Wow. Defensive area, tackles 1, 2 out of 3, 67%. Not bad. Blocks 1, interceptions 1. Defensive actions 7 in total. Recoveries 4. Duels 1, 7. Duels lost 4. Ground duels 1, 7 out of 10. 70%. Not bad. Yeah, was fouled twice, and I think it was an excellent game for him. Let's talk about this, Jerry. See, he's the fact how he looked up and found Liverpool on the left-hand side. That was good. You don't see that in every player.
Exactly. I think he had a good game in general. And the reason why perhaps his numbers are not like the overall is so high, because you can see, like, even though he played well and his most of the metrics are so impressive, but he lost some of the duels in the midfield, right? Some of the passes and some of the key tackles. So on some instances, on and off, he I won't say he was off, but he probably was not so effective or so optimal in his decision making and his passing or his movement. Some instances in the game that probably dropped off the overall rating, in my opinion. But his key, it was great. I think he needs to work. He's adapting with this team, as you said. It's a different style to that of Brighton's Roberto Derby's Brighton. It's a very different style. It's a completely different system. And so I think at times I can clearly see, although there were a few instances, but I can clearly see that he is yet he still needs to integrate, or he still needs to find his positioning, and his some of the decision making is not up to the mark. And I'm not again criticizing him. I'm just saying that the potential is enormous, and we are still seeing Caicedo at his not at his best, right? He's still trying to make his way, although he had a good game, but in few instances, as I can say, he was not there. He was a little bit quick into making some of the moves in the final third as well, and losing the ball in few instances. But overall, it was a much better game, a better performance, and a good progress from his last few games. Yeah.
And you can say he did as well as he did given the structure, because usually we're seeing occasional mix up here and then when we play with a double pivot. But right now, him playing independently in the middle area, only flanked by Gallagher and Enzo Fernandez, you can say he had the independence to be himself.
Exactly, I agree with you, but it comes with the price tag. You see, the expectations are high, right? So we have to see how we are seeing it, right? With Gallagher, again, I'm saying that why we are so praising him, or why I or most of the people who are praising him, is not because he had the best game and we never saw something like that. It's the improvement, right? And with Caicedo's, with the price tag and with what we perceive, then you try to talk about the moments that were not so good. So it's only normal, right? Because we expect a lot better from Caicedo. It was a good game, but nowhere near what we expect from Caicedo. And you're right, again, the different dynamics of the game. So it's a natural progression. It won't take too much time. I hope it will take a little bit of time to integrate. And I think Pochettino should sooner. He should settle a system. He should not make more changes. Of course, there will be changes every now and then, but he should settle with the system, with the formation. It will only aid the players to play with that and integrate more. So overall, a good performance from Mr. Caicedo.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I think he should settle for a particular structure right now, and when things stabilize, then he can change it around. But yeah, kudos again. I liked that. You can say this, how he's quickly switched the ball. That was really excellent. Caicedo, yeah, again, I had to render your comment useless by saying that, but you were the one. I have to give you credit. I saw that before started. I started speaking again. How quickly he's settling at Chelsea. Well, yeah, he was, according to Sky Sports. For Sky Sports, he was. It's Stalin too, Jerry. Let's see. Talk Senzo on the panel and writes the opposite in chat. With different man of the match on different networks. Yeah. I want to know on Chelsea's fifth stand, the fans usually are given the opportunity to pick their man of the match. Who did they pick? I didn't check that. And EE says Caicedo told us he will be a club legend, and I hope he becomes one. I think he has the qualities to become one in the future. Facts, he is questioning Gallagher again. I'm going to move on, please. Let's see. We know who Lampard chose. Not a big deal, I agree. One, two, or three people's opinion. Excellent, Jerry. Excellent. The word. Let's see what else we have here. Vincent Company is an attacking coach for sure. I don't need scientists to tell me that. I think we will do well in that game, given the way they play. They will be all out to score, especially they need a win because they're at the bottom of the table. He did the same with Anderlecht, so we will get space to exploit, and hopefully Mudryk is hopefully he's fit enough to start. When Lavia comes in, this team, I think will be even better. Let me just phrase it like that. What else do we have here? Caicedo losing the ball in the final third. Who said that? Who talks about that? Like you're having a conversation with somebody. The force is strong. This one. Let's see. Coachila, give the pass back to Jerry and let him try another cross for tapping. He is young but talented and will develop. Just go away, man. Let's see. Dante, I totally forgot we have Lavia. Yeah. I sometimes it's easy to forget we even have Kunku too. We even reached James, but that shows you. I
JC
think we
Coachila, Coachila is developing me like Mudryk is being developed by Poch. So I'm in safe hands.
No, you're good at it, Jerry. You're good at football analyst. I have to give you that. Yeah, I think we're developing him. Maybe at the time he will be stop being shy and at least be on camera because he has a good camera and good quality. Then yeah. Let's see what else we have here, please. I want us to look at Parma. Before we call it a day. And this here says, give me 1 second. This here says, yeah, I never really noticed Gallagher in the game, so don't have an opinion that is too strong. But he wasn't bad. I think it was good for me, in my opinion. That's the best game I've seen him play for Chelsea. In my opinion, I'm just saying that. Tactical advisor Jerry, much love, much love. All the love going to Jerry Z right there. We need to concentrate on fit players. Poch could do with a full team to pick from. Yep, good headache for him when they all come back. And believe me, I think we have a good squad overall. And I've heard people argue for those players that are out injured, who will make it into the starting 11. Nkunku 1, Romeo Lavia, Ben Chilwell, Carney Chukwemeka, just to name a few. All are good players.
Reece
And
James.
sorry?
Reece James.
Yeah, Reece James, yeah. So we actually have a good squad, but injury hasn't helped us. But unfortunately, because we've not been doing as well as a lot of people will expect us to be doing. Usually they're not paying attention to the number of players we have out injured, unfortunately. But I think we should stop being truthful to ourselves and start paying attention to the fact we have too many players, a lot of starting players out injured. Michi, please do share the link to your YouTube channel so that people can go check it out. And I've told you, you don't even have to wait for me to say it. You're my bro. We're friends. We'll grow together, and you provide great value to the community also. So I appreciate that. Let's see what else we have here. Parma, signing of the summer. I think you could say that. Signing of the summer in terms of how much we paid for him. But the most important signing of the summer may end up, you could say, may end up being Moses Casado. But we'll find out in due time. Yeah, Coach Gallagher better in Liverpool game, so that you think so? Okay. But let's see. Cole Palmer is the man of the match for me for the second time in a row. He's an excellent player, very intelligent player, runs the game for us. You can say quietly. And if you don't understand football, you won't know he didn't score. But if you don't understand football, you will not understand how well he did. Was good. What I'm saying is he was Lil of Zidane, as some are saying.
Who is saying that?
That's JC. Discussion should not have been. Yeah, but people in the chat.
No, sorry. I mean, who said that he played at the level of Zidane? I don't think anyone said that, right?
I don't know. I didn't hear anybody say that. The beautiful game, brother. I love to hate. Coach has the finishing of Kai Havertz. You see that? You see that? Why am I even reading it? Coach has the finishing of Kai Havertz. You need to give him a penalty just to get him 1 xG per season. Just go away. You know I don't like you, right? I hope yesterday pushes us forward. I think he will. It's 2 wins in a row. And the performance yesterday, it was a professional performance. We wanted to win. The commitment was there. We did everything right, except as usual, we weren't as clinical as I believe we should be because we created too many chances. And something I hate even more is the fact that it just seems it's a tradition for every game. We'll have occasions where the ball will just flash across the face of the goal and there'll be nobody to just tap in. That I argue my grandma would get 6 goals. Honestly, she's part of this team. In my opinion.
Right, Coach.
But did you notice what you understand what I'm saying? We've had
yes, I did. Especially many instances.
Game,
I remember on top of my head the one at Broja made a cross and Mudryk was not there.
Yeah,
right?
he was making a run towards the central area. But go ahead with what you were saying. Sorry for cutting you off.
No, I was just like the example you gave of grandma was very nice and sweet. So I was just enjoying and laughing. And you're correct. So it shows that there is a huge, there's still a huge area, and there are so many other players. Even though we are playing so good, why people like me and the other analysts in the community who are very positive is that because we are playing good overall, and we are now finally winning games, and hope it will continue. So the thing is that still there are so many places, so many areas where we can clearly see there's need of improvement and development. So that makes me that gives me a lot of hope that only things will further improve from here, right? And I believe, although it looks like this is ridiculous, like many crosses, not only in this game but in the previous games as well. So we can see there's a pattern and there's a positional aspect to it. So players are still trying to identify, still trying to understand where the cross will come, how the other players will integrate or will pass or will make their runs. So it will only get better. I don't see it otherwise, right? It will only get better with time in training, and especially when players are
It
fit
will.
and they have
My
enough
point
time to
is,
play
yeah,
together.
Hopefully, let it be a case that the manager hasn't addressed that aspect. He has other priorities, like us finishing it. But that's part of it. If you have same finishing, putting away chances, but that has happened so many times that I'm concerned. How is that possible? It's just more of a tradition. In every game, we get to see the ball flash across the goalpost, and nobody will be there to just a tap in. It was a beautiful moment. I think I agree with you. The win was good. Palmer excites me. He's a player I love so much. I could be a baller. I think he's a baller already. I think he can only get better. And I've said this before. If any manager will help him become even better, that manager is Mauricio Pochettino. Like the agenda with Mount, because Johnny Miller said he was a generational. It was okay to hit Mount. Oh, Michi. People need not to get gassed too much. We need to continue this every game. Yeah, we agree. We're just reviewing the match and discussing the events of the game. Gallagher is battling for his place. I admire that. And he's fighting hard. Chimera just upset about the red card VAR decision. Yeah, he's not happy anymore. I have the VAR people in my pocket. So that's not going to work for him. Fights for the badge. Michi, more importantly, and I like that. Agenda with Mount. Mount was okay. For the last 2 years, let's move on. Let's really move on, please. Before again, it gets to a level I don't want. This says the Belgium commentary where we're even saying that Cole Palmer has the vision like it. Yeah, you could say this. Let me say this. You could argue that had Cole Palmer remained at Man City, they won't have too much issues right now in the absence of Kevin De Bruyne. Honestly, like KDB, and he can even become better than him because it looks like he's the better dribbler in my opinion. They even say that Man City will regret selling Cole Palmer. I think they will, honestly, and it's taken some Chelsea fans 2 games to come to the conclusion that he's actually a good player. But yeah, I've seen him before he came to Chelsea, and I knew we signed a good player. If we move on, Jesse.
Coach, if anyone has spent two seasons under Pep Guardiola, you can see, right, the impact is there. Of course, he's a good player. He also has a history in the youth and the under 19s, but it has also to do with the games I've seen. I'm talking about Cole Palmer. The Guardiola has really worked on him, and I'm also very surprised how Man City let him go, because I was talking, as I said the other day, to a very close friend who's a Man City supporter, lives near the stadium. And he was also very surprised, but because especially given that so many players left in the summer, and that is why like they had this feeling that Cole Palmer can now start, but for some reason Pep Guardiola didn't think otherwise. So it will be interesting if they'll
I
regret.
think more importantly, he asked to leave. He wanted to leave.
Yeah, he wanted to leave because he was not getting the starting. He was not getting his spot in the starting 11. So that was probably the most important reason for him to take this step. So I won't go and compare him with KDB or any other player. It's too early because we have to see. But we can see there's a huge potential. So let's see how it all progresses, how it all combines with the team. So good for us, yeah.
I agree. Let's stick with potential at this point. He has a talent. Hopefully, he comes good because we're seeing a lot of players with even with talent and end up not coming good. But despite the way, let's see what else we have here. Then we can call it a day. Kimso, nice to see you. Kimso says Liverpool in the mud, United in the mud, lots of clubs in the mud. By the way, just quickly, let's look at the table and see where we are, where the others are. And Kimso, always nice to see you. How's school going? I hope school is going well. I appreciate you finding the time to join. Didn't care, to be honest, just calling out your negative story on Gallagher, who's playing okay. Let's see. Gallagher is basically a cheap amount. Okay. Dante, that's just your opinion, Gallagher. Is a soldier. He's a good player. And that soldier may be the reason why you're calling him a soldier, is the reason why the manager likes him, whether you like it or not. So now let's look at the table now. Let's look at the table. We are 11th and we have 8 points, one goal positive. It's gone from a minus. We scored 2. I think it was -1, so we scored 2, 1 canceling, 1 and 1. So we have 1 now. So if we win, and Man United also, they lost their last game. They're -4. They're conceding quite a lot. Wow. Newcastle have positive 11 goals. So let's look at the bottom. Burnley is 19th on the table. That's the sort of team I'm usually not too confident when we play them. But the difference is that Burnley, they play attacking football and they will not sit deep. And I don't see them trying to be, you can say, approach the game differently that they played all so far this season. Okay, let's move on from that. Again, I appreciate all the conversation. The debate is good, but at one point, I think I sensed that he was going to get out of hand, and I tried my best to change the topic. So I want to say thank you to Jerry Z for finding the time. Jerry, please remind me later today. Let's take care of you can say you writing your information how you want it to appear in the description section on the videos so that people can check it out. I said I'll be able to add that to the description section whenever you're on the panel. But I want to say thank you to you. I appreciate your knowledge of the game. And you've been very helpful. I cannot thank you enough. And I want to say thank you to JC. Thank you to Mitchy Boy. Thank you to Constantine Dante. Thank you to Kimso. Thank you. I mean, Ngola Dante, maybe. And thank you to Mr. Troublemaker. Thank you to Chimera, my bro. Even though I don't like it, Chimera, you give me a red card, and I'm not going to forget that. You red carded me, maybe. The Chelsea boy, 1234, nice to see you. Chelsea, Mitchell boy, nice to see you, my bro. Much love to you. And who else have I not said hello to? EE Adebayo Makunju is here. EE. And the beautiful game was also here. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and bye.